All right. We're back, baby. Iggy's here. I'm here. Eagle's here. Peasy's on his way to Hawaii as of tomorrow.
Eagle.
Peasy.
You said I heard you say Eags.
Eagles is here. Peasy's on his way to Hawaii. So it's Iggy and I for the next 2 weeks. Eagle, what's going on here?
Probably? Question mark?
Oh, you said 3 weeks.
I think 3 weeks. Yeah, he's back March 10th, I believe. So we'll be carrying the FPF ship going into the month of March, which
Why would you carry a ship when you can sail it?
We're gonna carry it, my friend. We're gonna carry the ship of all of our community on our backs, man. 12, and there goes the headset because
Mine went on and yours went off. We can't have all nice things here, Mo.
No, we can't.
I feel like that would be like a health and safety violation if we forced you to carry a boat.
We can carry the boat, and now my headset's all screwed up because Iggy punched the. That doesn't do anything.
Mine's still good.
There we go. We're back. Okay.
Oh, well, there you go.
So we carry the 12 divisions on our back.
13
divisions on our back. Okay. Iggy, how you been, brother?
Good. I've been better. I know you're gonna say you're looking at. I've been better, but no. I've been good in the FPF world. It's
good.
Yeah. Why?
Just curious.
Okay,
I've
just
seen a
curious.
while. We've done a show in a while together. It's been almost.
That's true.
It's been a few months, huh?
Did we probably in the spring season, fall cup?
No, Fall Cup.
Perhaps Fall Cup.
Fall Cup because I was off for like the last 5 weeks of Fall Cup because of broadcasting. All right.
Last week's show, by the way, we actually finished on time, so thank you, Mo, for that.
No worries.
Like the other
That's what
two
we do.
schmucks.
What are we doing here? We're doing less than 3 hours? Is that the goal? Two and a half?
Cool. 3 hours.
2 hours. Okay. We'll do one more time. All right. Before we get into it, we are approaching the halfway point, or for most teams, have surpassed the halfway
We're week
point.
7.
Most people.
But some teams have played 3 games. Some teams play 4 games, right?
Yeah.
So not everyone's
What a
played
stupid
5.
schedule.
Yeah. So we cannot stress the fact that please check your roster on the team page of how many games your players have all played. If you believe there's a player that is in question that should have had a game accounted for but that wasn't, please email the league now because we don't want to have this fiasco happen, which is always a tradition unlike any other, where people email the league week 12. Oh, so-and-so was available and he was there and he checked in but didn't check. Please do it now. We stress that point. It cannot be stressed enough how important it is for you to check that out and make sure your players are all up to date with their games played for.
Yeah, I had some players ask me, offline, how many games does it take to for playoff eligibility? Magic numbers 5 half the season. If you want to get a sub to play for you for the rest of the season, including the playoffs, now's really around the time. If you are at, like you said, the team with 4 games played, 5 games played is too late. 4 games played. No. If you have 5, you can play the remaining 5. Now's the time really to get in last-minute playoff subs and playoff eligibility.
All right, let's dive into it. We're going to go to Co-Ed 2. We are at that point, Iggs, where everyone's played 6 games except for Team Rocket, who's played only 5, but right now they're at the playoff spots, along with Block Party and Flamingos. So we look into the first question. Who gets that first win, Block Party or Flamingos, going towards the final 4 games of the regular season?
So I like the way, I mean, look, they're both winless, but I still like what I've seen out of their performances, more out of Block Party, more than the Flamingos. While this past game against Fireball was a 20-point, so a mercy rule kind of game, they lost by 1 point to Team Rocket. They lost by 5 to the Villains. So they've shown
6.
that they're still been in games, but losing those tightly contested ones. So could their record be 1-4, 2-3, perhaps? They're not getting the clutch plays when they need it. They had in that Team Rocket game, I believe they were like 7 to 10 yards away from scoring. It was a little too predictable. I could tell from the back line where the ball was going to go before it was thrown. Mm-hmm. So if I knew, trust me, Team Rocket knew where that ball was going. So a little too predictable in their play calling. But I do like what I've seen. They've been able to put up the points, whereas Flamingos have struggled just a little more, 16, 17 points less. So they've put up about 3 TDs less in the same amount of games.
So here's what it's going to come down to. So Flamingos in week 8, this upcoming week, are playing Team Rocket on Sunday at 10. Block Party is playing the IG team Sunday at 7. So conceptually, Block Party could be the first team to get their win if both teams win this week. But let's start with that premise. Do you expect either Block Party to beat the IG team, and or do you expect Flamingos to beat Team Rocket? Yes or no is good enough.
I think neither, but if I had to say one's more likely, I'd say Flamingos are more likely to beat Team Rocket, even though I don't think that'll be the case.
Mo?
Look, Flamingos. I know we're not going to pick now. It's too early in the show here, but I think I give a slight edge to Flamingos. I think you look at this team here. I know they've been unable to score points. Only scoring 20 points once. That was back in week 1 or week 2 of the regular season. I think they will get 20. And if they hit 20, I think they win this football game.
Okay. Now, let's go with the assumption that week 8 is a no-go for both teams. They meet Sunday, March 5th, 9 o'clock, Hebert, middle field, against each other. Flamingos versus Block Party. So assuming both teams go winless next week, one of them, assuming nose high, is going to win week 9. Who do you give the advantage to?
I'm going Block Party for it. I like the Block Party defense. They're very aggressive. They force turnovers. Although they've only gotten 2 this year, they're a franchise that has proven that they can create turnovers. And William Zuka of Flamingos has thrown 14 INTs already in just 5 games. So that's not a recipe. Not only has he thrown 14 INTs, he's thrown 7 touchdowns only. He's at a 1-to-2 ratio, not a 2-to-1, which is not good. It's a 1-to-2 ratio. So for that, solely that reason, give me the edge to Block Party.
Well, remember, Block Party only has 2 INTs this season.
Yep.
So could they kind of channel their inner Deion Sanders and get that plethora of INTs going their way?
Hopefully, because I mean, look who they've played, right? They played Badgers and Chris Rive. That he's twitchy at quarterback, but doesn't throw many INTs. Fit squad QB William Broual doesn't turn the ball over himself very much. If I had to venture a guess of where they got their interception, it was against likely against Mehdi Shapshub and the Villains.
Yeah.
And Team Rocket, they have Paradzi throwing the ball there, and it was a tightly contested game, as I mentioned. And Mick Arsenault throws a very great deep ball for his own receivers. So I can tell why Block Party hasn't gotten as many interceptions as the past. But against William Zuka, who's been a kind of a turnover machine, unfortunately for Flamingos, I see them getting 2 interceptions alone in this game.
All right, so deep balls, they have a big win over Fighting Tigers, the Fighting Galenas by 11 points. Was this a statement win for them? And are they the best 2-win team at this point of the regular season?
I'll start with, are they the best 2-win, or I'll start with the recap of kind of Fighting Tigers deep balls. I caught about 10 minutes of this game, and I actually thought Fighting Tigers were the better team in the first half. It was a tie game in that first half, 2020. I believe the end of the half ended with a Julian McLaren Thompson Moss for a touchdown. On a hook and go thrown by Maud Lacasse, who's back in at quarterback for Fighting Tigers. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the second half, and I was surprised to see the 11-point victory by Deep Balls. Now, in those 10 minutes, I did see Deep Balls methodically moving the ball quite easily against this Fighting Tigers defense. They utilized, as you can see it on the score sheet, Francois Rochelieu on a couple of drop back plays, which slowed down Julian McLaren Thompson rushing Bruno Privanche, because, my God, Julie McLaren Thompson's a animal when he's bursting down as a rusher on a quarterback, having rushed against him having rushed me. He is fast. And he doesn't miss the flag very often. So they were slowing him down with the double quarterback play, getting François Rochelieu the ball in a bit of a different position, running with it, taking it off. I think it was for like a 20-yard scamper downfield with a few plays remaining in the first half. Anyways, all to say, I like what deep balls were doing in different ways of moving the ball and driving the field.
Well, remember, deep balls played in the Fall Cup.
Yep.
They played in the regular division, not in the co-ed division.
Tier 4, yep.
Tier 4. So they were actually outclassed at times here, but I thought that kind of helped them grow.
Yep.
As a football team in this co-ed division, which they're in the right division.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about this roster composition. Ev Charbonneau is an underrated player that I find with what she's got great length on both sides of the football in terms of her cover skills that she has. I know they go very deep with the roster. But as I said about Bruno Provencher, I mean, when he's on. It's a very tough team to stop.
Yeah.
And you know, a guy that I remember watching play, it was Rory Kelly, who they brought in midway through the season of Fall Cup. He's definitely brought a different element of disguise, and I mean that in a good way.
Yep.
On both sides of the football here. So I think, you know, like for Maud Lacasse coming off the injury that she is, ring rust, if you want to use that term, that might have been the case for her in this situation. But I think she will bounce back, and I think they will be okay, the Fighting Galenas, making sure that they move forward. And look, we know Maud Lacasse is their meal ticket as a quarterback for this roster, and they will figure it out. They will definitely figure out moving ahead here. So I think they're okay. And I just think now for deep balls, can they build upon this here and kind of get that momentum going in their favor in terms of the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season?
Right, and do you put them, because these two teams are at 2 wins now, and so are Hungry Hippos. So who do you have as the best of those 3 teams there?
I'm going to say the Galenas, Deep Balls, and Hippos, and that comes up to the point of the Hungry Hippos, right? They come with a miracle win over the Badgers, down 11 with 5 plays left, and they come away with a 1-point victory.
Crazy.
The onside kick definitely has worked its magic in this situation.
Yeah, it's created a lot of excitement, a lot of is believability the right word? Like hope?
Faith.
Like what?
Faith.
Prayer.
Yeah. So I to the point where Chris Rivet was almost ready to like get his stuff and like not leave, but like getting ready to shake the Hungry Hippos' hands, you know? Like he was almost at that point like, okay, 5 plays left. I'm up 2 possessions. This game's over. Like you just can't let them score quick. And they didn't even do that. They let them score with literally 5 plays, the last play of the game. And you go for 1, go for 2, go for the onside, and the onside doesn't consume a play anymore. I don't know how. He was explaining to me. I'm like, what was it? Oli Laberge got a 45-yard bomb. He mossed everyone. Did he catch it at midfield and make everyone miss? He's like, no. He caught it all alone in the end zone. I'm like, what do you mean?
So they're bystanders.
What do you mean he caught it all alone in the end zone? You had all your guys deep in the end zone already, right? Like you have four guys and girls in the end zone, and 1 rusher and 1 secondary person to help with the second quarterback, right? He's like, yeah. So I'm like, so how? He's like, I can't explain it to you. He was wide and in the middle of the field, wide open. Touchdown.
Right.
Hungry Hippos win on the onside kick. So things that even Chris Rivet couldn't
people
explain.
are not comfortable with the onside kick and what coverage they should run in defense because you're protecting the midfield point and then you got to protect your end zone as well, right? And so it opens it up actually in a way. It's not like a Hail Mary because you know it's going one direction, right? It's the end zone.
Yeah.
Where here it's midfield and beyond, and that's a lot of ground to cover, which brings the element of surprise for a lot of teams. But look, it worked in this situation, and I think once teams get more comfortable and figure out schemes that can work with them, and please, communication is the key. A lot of people forget about that. I see now 3 or 4 onside kicks converted out of like 5 or 6. So I would love to know what the conversion rate is. Yeah,
that's high.
Yeah, I've seen a lot. So far this year. This again, people aren't comfortable with the whole idea, but anyway, it is what it is, though. Yeah. Co-ed 3, half and half. They make a math statement. That they could be the best team in Co-ed 3 over their win of La Secte, who I had picked to win last week.
I think so. I think they really made a statement on the undefeated Lesect, really whipping it to them. 37.
They have wins this year, by the way.
Yes, yeah, I know. Right, Mo?
Yeah.
They have one win. Oh no, wait, they have multiple wins.
Yeah.
37-6.
That's a loss.
It's a beatdown.
It's a big loss. It's Chris Verdeau breaking down the Lesec defense, and then maybe they got into their old habits. By old habits, I don't mean necessarily the play on the field, but the oh no, here we go again kind of mentality, which obviously you don't completely annihilate and wipe away, with 3 or 4 wins that Lesec had.
Yeah.
Hopefully that mentality though didn't creep in, and if it did, that for the next games they need to remember the winning ways, what works for them, and to not let those thoughts creep in on the following games, because that's going to be important for playoffs. Playoffs are very tight games, and if they get into that situation where they're already down 2 scores, they can't give up. And we just talked about it with the onside kick. You're always in it. So even if you're down 2 scores, you get 1 score. Just always take it 1 drive at a time. Get your score, then you need to stop.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't stop them. Well, time to now start a hurry up offense, right? So, yeah, I really think Half and Half made a big statement with their win over Lesec and Brossard.
So, statement win by them, but F and F3, are we surprised that they are on the outside of the playoff spot? And should there be any concerns going towards the final half of the regular season?
Look, as Eagle brings the standings up here, I was surprised. Look, after the midway point, when I went in with preseason expectations, I didn't think Fast and Furious 3 would be down here with the roster that they've put together. And even though it's Ryan Dobbs-Garnett's first shot crack really at quarterback, I thought he built himself a nice receiver cast, even from the feminine side and the male side. That I'm surprised to see them here. Granted, there's still another half of the season left. There's some wins or losses, I should say. There's some losses in there that they would want back, including this past week against Michael Scott's Tots. And even they split their season series with Canicule.
Yeah, Scott's Tots have not been played well at all this year.
No, and the quote from Ryan and his teammates was not that necessarily Zach was doing anything rushing Ryan that made him nervous or uncomfortable, but just the idea of Zach rushing him and bearing down you. I had Zach rushing me this past Sunday.
Yeah,
he gets there. He's one now I know what kind of rusher he is. He's the type that gets there every single time. And if you're not releasing that ball quickly, he will get there. He will chase you down if you're trying to roll out and buy time. He will chase you down and not miss your flag.
Eagle, can you give me a request, please? A request for you, please.
I can get you a request.
Yes,
Thank you.
He will get
Can
you
I
one.
fulfill your request? Perhaps
Yeah.
not.
Can you get me a headshot of Jared Odrick?
Who? Yeah,
Just
who's
Google Jared Odrick, Odrick, Jared Odrick,
Yes.
and Zachary Albergills.
And then you want a side-by-side
Yeah.
comparison?
Yeah.
You're saying that
Yeah, that's Zachary Albergills.
That's not.
Yeah, the beard.
Okay, maybe this one,
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was looking for. Exactly. That's Zachary Albergills.
but definitely not with the dreads.
No, but
not the
that's what I was
dreads.
looking for. I was looking for the Miami Dolphin.
and if Zach let his hair grow a little bit
Yeah.
and got a little bit of a fro going,
Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. That's him right there.
That doesn't answer the question though. What happens with Fast Not Furious for the second half of the year?
Yeah, so I mean what I was saying was that he got into his head a little bit. So if Ryan's has a clear head, that doesn't just go with necessarily thinking about a rusher, because you should be ignoring a rusher as a quarterback. I spoke with him. But even emotionally, right? If he has a clear head emotionally and without staring down the rusher, I think they're okay. I think they're in a good position. They have the receiver talent, like I said, at the female and male position. I think they should be fine. They shouldn't be here in the on the outside looking in. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, look, they get Sneaky Snakes again. They get Scott's Tots as well, so they should recover and get. I think they should finish with 3 more wins, and that could give them 5 wins for the year.
Yeah,
which should be more than enough for a playoff spot in my book.
I feel like their best chance of winning their games is to swap to another quarterback. We can move on now.
Oh, there you go. Caniculi. Is that how you say it?
Canicula. Peas.
Caniculi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peas was he was obsessed with that following last week's show, the Valentine card.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't shake it out of my head. He's like, I just keep hearing it. Canicula. Yeah, what's the question?
So, do they have an argument with Athena Ryan being the female player of the year?
Yeah, it was brought up by Peace too. We got called out there from the team on Instagram. You know what? I was looking through the numbers. While she hasn't been performing absolutely at an outstanding level, compared to her female counterparts, they have a case for her to be female player of the year. Like I'm suggesting, what is it? 13-7 on the TD-INT ratio. It's not great, 2-1. Completing 45% of the passes, not great. 75 QB rating, not great. That said, she's, I believe, the only quarterback throwing, so that already gives her an edge. And then no one's running away with receiver, or someone dominant on the receiving end, or the defensive end. So she definitely she's up there. She's
and degree of difficulty as a quarterback is not easy anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It really is. I mean, you would know, Mo. It's a very difficult position to play. So for her to be going up against, the Ryans, the Alex Noels, the Alex Laroches, Kenny Bouteliers, and of the division, including Vanessa Pierre, even of Paquer. She's a very great defender for Les Paquer. Playing against these aggressive, strong players in co-ed, she's doing a good job.
Right. On to co-ed 1. Ballbusters victory over FNF. What does that say about FNF moving forward? And when you think about it right now, right, that they can be had by other teams below them. So if they can be had by other teams below them, what's going to happen with the record moving forward?
Look, they were undefeated going in. Did they perhaps underestimate Ballbusters?
Remember who picked them to win, by the way, to lose.
Or did they play down to their competition as one of those teams?
So you're saying matchup dependent?
Not matchup dependent, but more like, oh yeah, guys, like they're winless and we're just let's just go play a game, whatever it is, blah blah blah.
But
and then
I did pick Ballbusters to win, boys and girls, because I said.
And why did you do that?
False Kings. They're False Kings.
Fast and Furious. They're
False Kings.
So we have a false king in co-ed 1 here, proclaimed by Mr. Mocon.
Yeah.
I look, Ballbusters played Kiss My Outlaws very tight. They lost by 1 or 2 points. I think their record is not as bad as what it makes them seem as a team. They were 0-4 going in. I don't think it's a true 0-4 team. Look at the powerhouse teams that they've played and of the entire division. So I don't think losing to them was the biggest knock on Fast and Not Furious. Off day from a couple of players can happen, and Ballbusters just feeling it can also happen. So it was just perhaps a night of everything going right for Ballbusters and not everything necessarily going right for Fast.
Well, it's a massive one for Ballbusters because it keeps them in the playoff race, right?
Yeah.
They are now, had they lost that game, you're still a game behind Party Mix at minimum for the 10th spot.
Yeah.
But now they get that victory and now are in that conversation with Easy Fun included, who get their win as well. But the thing is now, look at the schedule for Ballbusters. Les Bleus, Girl Scouts, LPP, and Party Mix. So the Party Mix game could be the win and you're in if both teams don't win the same amount of games or they lose out until that last game of the year, which could very well be for the right to go to the playoffs on Sunday, March 26th.
Yeah, look, amongst those games, they do have an easier second half of the schedule. I believe they can get a win over Les Bleus. They can challenge Girl Scouts, who at first started off hot. Now they're middle of the pack. Party Mix, again, like you said, it might be a win in you're in situation.
Yeah.
But I think they can get 3 wins out of their last 4 games to put them in a very good position.
They should, right, in theory. But if they don't, then that last game of the year, the scheduled gods have come through in the clutch once again.
Yep.
So Power Rangers, the better 3-1 team. Power Rangers, what do you think right now?
There's only one 3-1 team,
Yeah.
Mo.
So
No, 3-win team. 3-win.
Who's
Oh,
better?
3-win. I heard
Yeah.
3-1.
No,
I was
no,
like,
3-win.
okay.
Three
3-1.
better. Who's the better 3-1 team, right? So you got Power Rangers included in there, the Funny Club as well, who are 3-2. So who is the better team right now? Because you put Power Rangers of the Funny Club on the screen.
Great picture, by the
Look
way.
at it. It says of the Funny
Yeah,
Club.
okay, Mo.
I'm just saying, it caught me off guard.
What the Canon picture, team picture? Thanks, Eagle. Did you take that picture? Is it maybe a height discrepancy somewhere?
No, why would I do that? I don't take pictures. I yell at other people for not taking pictures.
Right. I think the easy answer is to say Power Rangers, and it's not that they've been sliding. They won their last game, but I think it's the Funny Club. I think the Funny Club are a team that's getting better and better each and every week.
Mm-hmm.
They took their first loss to Fast Not Furious. Sorry, their second loss to Fast Not Furious back on week 3, and I think they learned a lot. I think the first 2 weeks they had Alex Nadeau-Pius.
No, Guillaume Ballon.
Not Guillaume Bellin or all of them.
Guillaume Ballon has the most touchdowns and passing yards
Yes.
on his roster. Yeah.
Yes, but that's not what I was saying.
Yeah. No, I'm saying though they also have Guillaume Ballon's quarterback.
Right. So that they've turned to him, I believe, for roster and cap purposes.
Yeah.
I think it's them. They've learned to utilize him and Will Trottier as a dual quarterback kind of situation going on.
Yeah.
And I think they've started getting a better grasp of that offense. And I think right now, if you were to put these two teams together, I think Funny Club comes out on top by virtue of just scoring more outright points.
Well, Funny Club's schedule, I beg your pardon, isn't easy, right? I mean, Kiss My Laws towards the end of the year, Power Rangers they get as well. You talk about LPP, Northern Braves. That is not an easy schedule for the Funny Club here. And at 3 wins, if they can hit 5, I think that should be more than enough to get in the playoffs right, with the way it's shaped up here. 3 can be enough, but they'll need at least 2 more, I think, to be in that safety zone here going towards the playoff discussion at the end of the year.
Well, so they do play in the last game of the season, right? So
yeah.
And it's likely going to be a tune-up game for the playoffs, perhaps for a matchup later down in the road. Who do you think wins that last game of the season? If you had to pick today with
Power
the way
Rangers.
they're playing, you're
Power
picking
Rangers.
Power
Yeah,
Rangers.
I saw PZ made fun of me because he thinks I'm stuck in the past on the Power Rangers.
Right.
But I go,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Rangers are okay. They're going to be okay. They'll be a top 5 team in the playoffs. I think they'll be top end of this playoff bracket. And it's all matchup dependent at that point here, who they get in that first round moving forward. So, speaking of game situations, Lauriane Beauchamp, if other than her, if you needed a clutch extra point to win a game, which female player are you taking? And you've listed Florence Leonard, Maricine, who's fantastic, Rochelle Valliere, who's a big fan of the show, and Constance Milliard. Who you got?
I'm between 2. This player, one of the players, is every week getting better and better. I'm between Rachel Valliere and Constance Mila. I'm between those 2 players, and I as much as I like the week by week progression from Rachel, I'm gonna go with Constance Mila. She's done it at a higher level, at a more consistent level for longer. The quote from Lucas Quinvel of some of the teams that he plays with me on is that he's like, this girl's ridiculous. They play together on bench warmers in co-ed 2. He's like, holy crap, she has better hands than I do. I'm like, yeah, I told you, like, this is a really good teammate you have in Constance.
Right.
So give me the clutch hands of Constance Milan to come out with that big whether it's 1 point or 2 point convert. I'm most confident in Constance Milan coming down with it.
I think Rachel Valier's stock is on the rise. She had some awful quarterback play in co-ed in years past. I told her, the quarterback that was stealing the ball in the Fall Cup was terrible. Didn't get you the ball properly. She had no answer.
Were you the quarterback?
No. It was a guy that's PZ's BFF, frenemy. More like an enemy. Not frenemy.
Not his alter ego?
Bienemy?
No. Gino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Emma Racine. Her pedigree, her resume as a football player is second to none.
Yeah.
If you know her background of who she is in terms of her athletic traits, I think she is a wonderful player. I think she has the it factor as a football player, male or female. And if you need a clutch play, her hands are like magnets.
Yeah.
And I'll go with her as my option.
I saw her play once. I'm like, I've never seen someone run such a crisp wheel route out and up.
Yeah, she comes from a family of athletes.
Yeah, it showed. I'm like, wow, that was a clean cut wheel route. I was very impressed.
Absolutely. All right, Eeks, you want to jump in here? Who did you take?
No.
Perfect. All right, on to 5A as we move on here. Are we going to be joined by Joey Notaro?
We will be joined by Joey Notaro in just a second.
Look at that. It's 8:43.
Yeah, we
2-minute warning.
Professionalism here, my friend. Do you want to go with the first question? Or wait
that's what we are.
Yes. So there's actually breaking news in 5A.
Dun, 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 dun.
You have been on the news segment. So breaking news in quarterbacking situation in 5A. The University quarterback of Travis Moses will no longer be there. He will be replaced potentially by AJ Gomes, and we are now joined by Joey Notaro, who's hello Joey. Hey.
What's up? Sorry, boys, I'm working out.
he's at the gym, Mo.
Yeah, we bet you over there. 225 over there. Looks like a 225 chest over there, Joey.
No. 185 maybe.
What are you playing 3? Look at that, huh?
And how much you weigh, Joey?
157.
You should, So you should. The minimum is that you should be benching your own weight.
No, that's actually a false.
Is it?
It's a false thing.
It's a false
king.
It's a false
okay.
king. Yeah, exactly.
So Joey, give us the breaking news of your quarterback situation in Division 5A. We're talking 5A. We're unveiling the quarterback news that Travis Moses will no longer be there. What's the situation with maybe yes, no AJ Gomes?
Well, by the looks of it, Travis is probably staying, and if he can't make games, then I'll be throwing. So.
Oh, turn of the tides here. Okay.
Yeah.
And what has led to this situation in terms, for those who don't know, what is going on with this team here of the quarterback carousel that you have right now?
So basically, we were supposed to make a team, me and Travis, because we're good friends, so we just wanted to bring a bunch of new players in to experience flag. So that's what we did. It was just me and him that have the experience. And basically, his work called and said he has to start working night shifts. So most of our games are at night, as you guys know, and that was a big problem for us. So
I see. You look like a dejected puppy right now, a very sad dog that you lost Travis Moses.
Either way, I could throw too.
We played in a preseason game, and I was impressed by Joey. He obviously has the understanding of the game, having played with a few different quarterbacks, and he definitely has the skills. And he put those two together, and he was pretty good against a Division 4 Kiss My In-Laws 6-0 team currently, and he scored like 3 or 4 TDs. So I was definitely impressed. There's something definitely to work there with Joey. Joey. Second question here: did you specifically ask to be on the show while you're at the gym, just so you can flex on us?
Yeah, because you were touching your right bicep the entire time. I've been noticing that about you.
Oh boy.
He's blushing too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where are the headphones, the cool headphones when you need them? No, seriously, Joey. In Division 5A, how have you felt your team? You said you have a bunch of new players. How have you felt that the team has progressed at the midway point of the season?
Honestly, defensively, we've been struggling, and that's why when we brought AJ in, it was a big step for us, and he helped our guys a lot, just the understanding of the game, where to shoot, where to play, where to just position themselves. And as you can see, that's what really helped us. Not only having them there, of course, but offensively, I think that we're a threat because as you guys see, like the plus minus when we were 1-4 before that last game, and we had -14. So all the games were close. I think the most we lost by was 6 points. So I think we're keeping it solid on that end.
So Joey, I mean, you guys are literally the middle of the pack right now. 2 wins, right? There's no one else but 2 wins but you guys. So are we putting in that conversation as being a upper class team or a team that's going to kind of be where they are or even lower because of what's going on with your roster composition?
I think it depends on everybody else around us, like not me, you know. Everybody else needs to step up, and if they get the better understanding of the game, then for sure we'll be better. But as of right now, I think that we're underperforming for sure. So I think we could be a lot higher.
Are you nervous though because you only have 4 more games left? You guys played. You and one of the teams played the most games of 6 so far, knowing that there's only 4 left. That any other loss could be damaging towards your playoff seed, or maybe knock on wood, maybe a playoff spot overall.
I think we'll make playoffs at least, but I think if we don't win any more games, then it will definitely be a struggle. We'll be in the lower bracket for sure. Yeah, I think we would need at least 1 or 2 more wins to just secure a solid place. Middle of the pack would be nice.
There's 2 games that you have coming up. You got Red Knot Skins. I'm not sure if you've seen them play, but you also have West Island Boys. These are 2 of the, I'd say, upper echelon teams, very strong rosters. What are you looking forward to or not looking forward to when playing these teams?
I'm looking forward to testing their defense, seeing if they could keep up with us on our offense. But like I said, games are really going to come down to our defense. If we can't make a stop or 2, then we're definitely gonna drop those games. So,
Joy, right now, moving forward now with what you have left, of course, 4 games left. Is this now a situation where, again, what I'm trying to phrase is that, is this a do or die moment now for you guys? That, like I mentioned before, if you lose a game, it could help, it could hurt you, but you want to go into the playoffs with momentum. So how important is this next game to kind of build that momentum going towards March, given that, again, you only have 3 more games after that?
I mean, I think this is a statement game for sure. If we could win this, then teams will definitely be looking out. Because I know, like I said, we haven't lost by many points. All our games have been super close.
Yeah.
I think this one will be definitely a statement if we could stamp it down. So,
who's the one player that you want to break ankles in this division?
One player I want to break ankles. I mean, any. I'm not picking and choosing.
Come on, you gotta give us one name.
I don't have anybody for real.
Is there okay? So give us your best play where you broke someone's ankles in this league, regardless of division.
In this league?
Yeah.
Regardless of year or
doesn't matter what year or division.
His career.
Yeah, in FPF.
I don't even know. It's I don't see myself as someone that breaks ankles. I just want yards after catch. You know, whatever I'm gonna do it's gonna happen. You know, like
I see him break some ankles though.
I mean, it happens. That's it. It could happen to me too.
Oh, come on, it never happens to you, Joey Notaro.
I could.
Players are wearing training wheels because they don't want their ankles to be broken by you.
I mean, if they set up properly, they could for sure pull the.
Who's the best quarterback you played with?
Best I played with?
Yeah.
Probably Steve.
Oh,
Steve.
You didn't pick your man?
No, Steve. Steve's an amazing quarterback.
Prasad.
Yeah, I have no choice. I have to pick him. That man's a legend.
Yeah. Okay, but why do you like playing with him specifically?
Over your boy Iggy.
Or anyone?
I think he's just smart. He picks apart the field. The ball's not coming to me all the time. You know, he sees the field well. He takes what's there and he doesn't force it. You know, so yeah, I'd rather win games than get a million targets, right? So.
Go ahead, Iggy.
Yeah. Last question for me here, Joey. On Him University, let me rephrase that. You're normally rushing on defense.
Yeah,
and you've have that patented jump in the air pick 6 that we've all come to love. But you're now playing in coverage more with Him University. What have you found the biggest struggle to be in while being in coverage?
I mean, I've learned the game pretty well, so I'm like pretty well rounded, I'd say, for myself. But it's just more so teaching other people where to be. So if somebody's out of position, then it ruins all of our defense, right? So I think it's just more so.
So communication. as
Yeah,
well.
the communication is probably the hardest part on the field.
Joey, you know the game Two Truth and a Lie?
Yeah.
All right, I want you to do the Joey Notaro FPF edition of Two Truths and a Lie and see if these guys can figure it out.
Oh man, I don't even know. Okay, let's see. Um, Most yards I've had in the game was 135. Most touchdowns in the game, 3, and I have 12 pick sixes as a rusher.
I think statement 1 and 2 are legit.
Yes, it's definitely the last one that's a lie.
Yeah. This guy ain't tall enough to get
It's
pick
too
sixes
easy.
like
Come
that.
on, Joey.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll
Listen, if we do an X-ray show, we can talk about that infamous Labor Day night in 2022, Mr. Notaro. You and I crossed paths at the wedding.
That was a rough night.
That was a rough night for you, big boy. You were really surprised to see me. You're like, what the bleep is going on over here?
See, that should have been your lie right there. I never saw Mokan in a social event. We would have believed you. I don't want to see him either.
Oh, don't worry about that. It was a rough night for this guy. This guy, what the hell are you doing here? I'm like, what the hell are you doing here? It's so-and-so's wedding. I'm like, oh, I'm here next door to your wedding. So we shared a couple laughs, you know. Now he's a little bit nervous about that one there. That's all right, though.
Joey, any last thoughts to the community, to members, if you want to like call someone out for something stupid or shout someone out?
Shout someone out. Oh, I'm gonna shout out my snapper because he's been killing it this season. You know, it's his first year playing flag or even football in general, and he's been popping off. So I just want to give a shout out to him. So
Wanna know
Brand,
the name?
Give him a name.
Yeah, I said he has no name. Snapper. Snapper.
the Red Mamba, Brandon Kerr.
Oh, we got a nickname here, Red Mamba. All right.
The Red Mamba. Fair enough, then. Well, Joey, thanks so much for joining us, man. Get back to the weights, man.
Sir.
You know, curls for the girls, man. That's all you got to do.
All right, boys.
All right, my dude.
Thanks,
Be
Joey.
good,
Thanks so
brother.
much.
Be good,
Have a
man.
night.
Joey Notaro. Man, that was an epic night at that wedding night. All right, that's another story for another day. All right, Save the Turf Tolls. Like they've lost their last two, been outscored pretty much almost like a 2-to-1 ratio, 25-71. Look, remember you and I called that Fall Cup final where they blew a 19-point lead in the second half, where they're up 19-0, and they lost in overtime. Yeah, that's what I have to say. West Island boys, and to lose the tip-top shape. And the last 4 games, you know, you got big fat bats who are not an easy out at all. No friend zone will be tricky for them. This is a team right now, Iggs, that has kind of been going through turbulence mid-flight of their regular season.
Yeah, they're kind of stuttering. Maybe it's not the worst moment. Probably if they go on a, what would it be, a 6-game losing streak, that would really be stumbling into the playoffs. Because I think already at 4 wins, they've likely secured a playoff spot.
Yep.
Obviously haven't officially clinched anything yet, but if they were to go on a 6-game winning streak, that would be truly stumbling. But they're really hitting a hard rock right now. And kind of like what we were discussing with La Secte in Co-Ed 3, I hope it's not in the back of their minds, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we're letting, a 3-score lead go to waste. Although I saw that West Island boys game, they were never in it. And from a 28-6 score line, that just tells me they were never in it unless they scored first or it was a 6-6 tie ball
Can
game.
I throw another option out here in
Yes,
terms of what's going on?
Yes.
All the success they've had in previous divisions is starting to catch up to them, and the systems they were using need to evolve to new systems to deal with the new competition. And the first few games, they got away with it, but now that they're playing, quote, better teams, they're struggling a little bit more in that same system. And so if they do go on a losing streak on these last few games, but manage to kind of ramp up along the way and build out, whether it's new offenses or new defenses, to understand how to play at this level, that might actually be an advantage going into playoffs, where you've taken your beatings when they didn't matter necessarily because you're already in, and now you're better prepared for the playoff matchups that are coming ahead.
Possibly.
Fair point. Yeah, it's a fair point from Eagle. I mean, that could happen. But I think for Save the Turf Tolls, I think they will rebound back. Will it be rebound that they can make a deep run? I'm not too sure about that. But I'm not saying that there's no window. I mean, there's probably a window for teams who are older, but age demographics. But I think this window of dominance for them could be coming to the halt because they had their chance to win. And Fall Cup was a chance to kind of go into this season with momentum, and they kind of stumbled, as we saw in that epic game that we saw at Papineau back. Was it November or December? December, right?
No, I want to say
Early
yeah,
December,
yeah.
early
It must have
December,
been
yeah.
early December.
Early
Yeah.
December, you know. Clinkers. We look at Clinkers as a team that we know very well with Marc-Andre Deslaunier, who's a legend within our walls here. That speakeasy moments right now for them. Losing to these guys. Could that cost them a playoff spot? I still believe in the Glory Boys. I think Backwoods finds their way back in that conversation. And I think Clinkers, look, I know Marc-Andre was off for, a season? A year worth of games, right?
He was he played in the spring, outdoors. I remember scorekeeping one of his games.
So
yeah.
he's and he has not been in rhythm. Like he's not been in tune. So does this hurt them in the long view of what they're going to be for playoff spots?
So I'm on your bandwagon of Glory Boys, thinking that even at 1-5, they're too good of a team to not make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're good, man.
They are.
They lost to Clinkers, by the way.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just gonna say. Is so that they don't have the or Clinkers do have the tiebreaker there.
Yeah.
And Clinkers are playing Backwoods Football Club right now, or in their next game. So that's going to be a critical game. I personally, though, I think at the end of the season, they're going to look back on this speakeasy game and said, this was our shot. This is where we began our trending downwards and where the reason why we're not in the playoffs today.
Yeah.
I really think Speakeasy was the team that they needed to win to really make sure that they got to 3 or 4 wins on the season.
Yeah, the resume would have been solid with that.
Would have been cemented.
Yeah.
It was very, very solid, yes.
Yeah.
And without it, I think they go into the Backwoods Football Club game with 1 foot outside the door.
Now, keep in mind, this game, they did not have Matt as QB. So does that change your perception in terms of, well, okay, given the situation, what are you going to do? We'll go back on track next week type of thing? Or is it still like doomsday?
Want to go in the play-by-play and just see at what point Michael DeGear went in and see if, he started the game.
Yeah.
And threw a pick
on the
six.
second pass, yeah.
So as soon as they realized that, and if you go back
And
to
he got intercepted on his second possession as well.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So and they made more of a comeback when they pulled the gear and went with Chris Verreau at quarterback. They probably made that decision too late. Now that we go through the play-by-play, had they started Chris Verreau earlier in the game, does that you know what I said? They point back to this game. Maybe they point back to that moment where we didn't adjust quick enough.
Didn't read the signs.
We should have made the switch earlier in this game because they outscored them 20-12 in the second half. Right?
Yeah.
They got shut out in the first, but all 20 up in the second half.
We ran out of racetrack in the second half. That's pretty much about it. On to 5B. You know what, Iggy? I'll try that samosa for you, my friend. Let's try that samosa. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, let's try that. See how this.
Here we go. I brought samosas.
Yeah, let's see how this goes.
And
here. Let's see.
Mr. Mo Khan here.
Let's try the samosa here.
Did you want is it chutney sauce?
That's not chutney. That's like a white man sauce. Right here. Let's see here. Let's see.
Where are these from, by the way? Are they
it's
from an
sweet sauce.
authentic, legit place? Or
Sweet
It's
sauce.
from Bombay Mahal.
Yeah, it's sweet sauce.
Sweet sauce. It's just we'll call it sweet sauce. But yeah,
Let's see.
we're gonna have so we've been thinking about having the Arush challenge, bringing that back
next week. No.
Sure.
next week,
No,
perhaps,
do it 2 weeks because
Sure.
or in 2 weeks. But so we've had the Arush challenge. We've had some other food items here entered.
too bad.
Mo Khan's. Ooh, it's not too bad. Okay, I'll take that as it's pretty good, huh?
What would you do to change or improve the flavor?
Gotta be more spices, man.
Yeah, it's not the spiciest,
No, it's made for the white people.
but
Is that? I'm allowed to say that? Yeah, I can say that.
sure.
Yeah, because Indian restaurants before we get to 5B. So I'm gonna tell people
How it
works-
is. Oh,
how it is in
let's
Indian
hear.
restaurants, okay?
Let's let everyone listen. Put the volume a little higher on your podcast,
So
Mokan.
if I walked into an Indian restaurant with you two fools, you are their target market for business, not
Right.
me.
Right.
Not me. They don't care. They'll look right through me and look at you guys as being the money sides. The
What about
dollar
all
signs.
those places in like Lacadie and Jean Talon
Same
area?
thing. They don't care about me. Oh yeah, hey, nice. Okay, yeah, you know. Oh, listen, sir, how about you get this, and this? You know, because you are their target market. You are going to come back because I had this at home.
And look at him. He's just as he takes another bite.
It's simple.
It's not bad though.
Not too bad.
It's not that bad. I'll take that. I'll take that as a win.
Okay, penetrators. We know this team very well. They have momentum going back to the Fall Cup to where they are now. They're in a tough division, though.
Yeah.
You think about right now, even with 4 wins, they're still in a tough division with Blue Dry included as well. What are we taking from this team now going towards the final half of the season? Could they make a run here? Blue Dry at 5-1. Red Dragons, who I love a lot, they are in 10, but of course the 2 ties could cost maybe a head-to-head tiebreaker where it could be. But their momentum right now, they're rolling and going here, penetrators.
Yeah, they're on a 4-game win streak. They lost their first game of the season to Warriors, and since then haven't lost. And Warriors that game started or had Benji Ziegler available at receiver and DB, where that's the only game he's played so far. So he's not a full-timer, it appears, on the Warriors. And to lose to those Warriors by just 1 point with the exotic Benji Ziegler, they could have been easily 5-0 at this point. So
Exotic because he's rare or because he's fancy?
both things can be true, Eagle, and in this case, both things are true. They could easily be 5-0, and not, like you said, in a very tough division. Now they are playing Blue Dry. What could have been Red Dragons. So 3 teams, or at least in Blue Dry and Red Dragons, that have already reached the 4-win mark. So they'll be tested in those games to see truly how far they've progressed in FPF. I do love their progression. They're one of those Killer Ray type teams like Red Dragons, who are a bit of a more recent developed FPF talent coming up from Division 6. But they now have their Fall Cup title under their belt. Is it maybe a case of they're the champs until they're not, Mo?
Well, here's the thing, right? They have 1 game in hand against those 2 teams, Red Dragons and Blue Dry. They did beat Dragons back in the Fall Cup. I score kept that game. I remember it was on Monday night.
Yep.
So they had that going for them. Blue Dry's the next game, as we know. And the key for them will be Jared Goodman, how he plays. If he is locked in, and he's
Justin Goodman.
Justin Goodman, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm saying Justin, I apologize. Justin Goodman. If he's locked in, he is a phenomenal 2-way quarterback, arms and legs.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got that confidence and arrogance in a good way that he can make any throw on that football field. And being a left-handed quarterback makes it more unique. I know we have our very own here at PZ.
Yeah.
But this team has some good dudes on both sides of the football here. And if they do beat Blue Dry, and if they have that chance here to beat penetrators, they will win the division because they'll have the 1 game in hand here.
Yeah.
If they make cash in for a win, they control their destiny, and they could be a 1-loss team going towards the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to be a contender for sure in 5B.
Yeah. So with Wolf, Jules Fortin, quarterback, they're 1-1. And the last loss to Vic in the Box was a close one, a competitive effort here. So are we buying into this stock here that they could be a team to watch out for going towards the last half of the games?
I think it's their best option at quarterback, even though statistically he's not the best option at quarterback. They've both him and Xavier Perrin have thrown 8 touchdowns. He's thrown 2 more interceptions than him. But they won their most recent game against Stormers by 10 points. That was Sunday at the same time as my game. It was going on the field next to me. I mean it's one of those situations where you keep rolling. You know, you're coming off a win. Keep rolling the same lineup. Green Monster are coming off a loss themselves, so that might be a trap game for Green Monster facing off against Wolf. Looking at them, they might not think too much of them, but it's an athletic team. And Jules, he's new at quarterbacking, but he would strike me as a two-way threat, like you kind of suggested with Justin Goodman. Maybe the arm talent isn't there yet, but he can definitely run. That's his in that win against the Stormers. He had 1, if not 2. Just checking up on it right now. He had one touchdown, 3 rushing attempts, 68 yards, and a touchdown. So he's driving the field 1.5 times with his legs and only on 3 attempts. So it's not like he's looking to run every second play. And went 10 for 20, so completing 50% of his balls, 4 TDs, 2 INTs. So it's a very raw talent at quarterback for right now, but putting up 34 points is not easy in FPF.
No, it's not.
For your first shot at quarterback, so keep running with him. Green Monster's a very good defense. He'll definitely be tested there. If he can put 26 on them,
yeah,
he's definitely the quarterback moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be fascinating to see what they do with Wolf if they can keep up at the clip that they are. If they go, 3-2, that's good. That's good for them moving forward. Yeah. Okay, so I've watched Cover 3 play. I know them very well.
Me too. I saw them.
They're 0-5 now, I believe it is.
Yes, 0-5.
And Ball So Hard is also 0-4, 0-5.
0-5. Both teams 0-5.
So Cover 3 they should have a win or two under the belts. Luca De La Salle, I know very well. He's a tackle quarterback for Champlain College.
I thought so.
He
looked like a tackle quarterback
he is.
Struggling in flag.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, he just hasn't figured it out. From Champlain stuff, but they've underachieved, man. This is a guy that I'm not saying he should be putting up video game numbers and like Madden, like 9 TDs after 4 games is pathetic. Like this guy should have at least 15, 16. Like and I remember, I score kept their second game against Penetrators back in Jan, and he was not that great then. And I thought, okay, maybe it's just him adapt to the game and not used to it or whatever. It was their second game, or they had 2 games in the first 3 weeks of the season. But they should be better than what they are. And I'm surprised they're 0-5. And could they win? They're not going to be Killer Rays this week. You can lock that in. Brewers might be their circle game. That might be the game. Bulldogs, very tricky. I don't think so. Primal, no way. So Brewers might be the only one that they get, and that's in week 11.
So that's March 18th. If we then take a look at Ball So Hard U, they have Red Dragons coming up. I don't think they got to win there. They got Primal next.
No.
I don't think so. They have What Could Have Beens on March 20th.
No.
I'm quarterbacking that team now, so I don't think so. Their next circle game to win is Pocket Rockets March 26th. So March 18th for Cover 3, I think is the answer here.
Yeah. That could be it for them. And I'm just surprised, Del Salle should be a lot better than where he's at. And that's not how it's supposed to be for them. So
yeah, no, I like you saw them in week 3, January 22nd. I saw them on Wednesday, January 28th, and yeah, I wasn't impressed. I'm like, he can definitely throw a football, but
that's about it.
The game concept seemed very foreign to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he definitely needs that playbook adjusted.
Okay, so on to women's. After their 38-38 tie against Les Bleus, Vortex, their next 4 games, Fleur de Lys, Montréal U, Stars, and Bleu Poudre. That is a death row games.
Yeah, that's tough. Now,
if this is Peasy, he would be like, they're either going to win all 4 games.
Well, that said, they did just tie the number 1 seed, the final, even though they lost in the finals to Bleu Poudre. They were the finalists there, and we know their success outside of FPF as well. That's a statement made by Vortex, in my opinion. But how are they going to fare necessarily in those next 4? I think they can come away with 3 wins.
No way.
I think so.
Vortex is going to beat those teams that we listed right there.
I think it'll be very tight. It's a 1-point loss or victory against Fleur de Lys. I think they can have Montreal
U. I'll give you that.
I feel like it's a 8 or 9 point win over Montreal U. I think it's a 3-point win over Stars, and I think they'll lose to Bleu Poudre.
They'll go 2-2, maybe 1-3. I think Stars could be the wild card because Stars might be in play for a playoff spot at that point. They might be chasing this spot.
I'll give you 2-2 because the 1-point victory or loss to Fleur de Lys, but at least 2 wins, at most. I say at most 3. I really think Bleu Poudre is very strong.
They're very strong. They'll pick it up. I think Vortex will be a middle. Their target range will be 3 to 6. That's gonna be their playoff spot.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what-
if they get the 3 seed, they're looking good. Starting their playoff run.
yeah, but you also avoid Les Bleus. If you can
Exactly.
avoid Les Bleus, bees even I'm not really buying to bees. I explained that to bees last week.
Yeah.
Bleu Poudre is the team I'm watching out for because they could go on a run.
Yeah.
They can definitely go on a run, and if they do, they might get themselves the top 3. Okay, so with 5 receivers in the top 20, do Brutes have the best receiving core in Women's Division 1, and which offense offers the second best?
I think they do. When you look at all the stats for at least even in receiving yards, that's where we're looking at the top 20. There's no other team like them. There's Bees, which have 3 receivers in the top 11.
Yeah.
So that's probably my number 2 as an overall. Even though the stars Emma Rousseau, Alexandre Fournier, they are the 1-2 punch right now in women's with 388 and 347.
Yeah.
Combining for it's over 700 yards of offense that they're producing. The question really is the depth at the receiver position, and I don't think there's any team that can do what the Brutes are. 5 receivers with over 238 yards.
You know why?
Of course.
You
It's
know
our
she's been
girl.
banged up. No. My home.
Hey, don't you're
My homegirl.
okay? So it's just look at this. How was the samosa?
It was fine, but it was my homegirl. It was my homegirl. Like you guys, no.
Wait, I was silently watching at
No,
home.
silently, yeah. Mo Lacasse is my homegirl, and you guys, no, she's not a good quarterback.
Never said she was not a good quarterback. But
Easy did.
I mean, sure, we'll throw her all the flowers in the world, but the receiving set that she has, they're great too. You've seen them, you've watched them play. They're methodical as Pease has always mentioned. I have the same sentiments. And not only that, they're all capable of making that grab in that 8-yard box in the end zone.
Yeah.
They're to me the number 1, and then I'll give Bees with Amélie Bentler, Isabella Vergona McGovern, and Amy Duell. That's the next best receiving core in women's 1.
Yeah, I think women's 1 has some excellent pass catchers, but Brutes are very lucky. Not lucky, but very blessed. Blessed is the better term to use, to have the depth that they do. And this is a team that's been together for a while. It wasn't like they were put together after. No, they were together before the Fall Cup, before FPF, and you see the rapport really on display. It's second nature now how Lacasse has that telepathy to find the players open and not have to worry about where they're at in terms of the route that they're running. So Fitz squad and Torrance, can either side reach 3 wins? And they do play each other the last week of the year, which could be the passport to 3 wins.
So let's start with
Yes, Eagle.
Let's start with Torrance here because they already have 6 games played. So they need to win 3 of these 4 to hit your quota, Mo. Montreal U, Brut, Les Bleus, and then Fit Squad in the last week.
No. Not happening.
No. It's no disrespect to them. No, you're not.
No, it's just the level of competition that they're playing, right? It's like you're saying, it's nothing on their end. It's just the experience, the
Here, I'll give you the best example.
Yeah.
Picture them, Torrance being like Mississippi State, and they have to go through LSU, Alabama, Georgia, and like Tennessee.
Yeah, they're just going up against powerhouses, right? So
Oh, so like Notre Dame every year.
tough position.
Yeah, who do you play? Navy? Okay. Good stuff.
Versus Fit Squad, they have only 5 games played so far, and they've already won one of them. Now, granted, it was 7-6 against Vortex, so they only have 2 more to go in their next 5. Bleu Pou, Les Bleus, Montréal U, Brut, and then Torrance at the end of the season.
Oh no, I
need
see 2 wins.
I don't know where you see the 2 wins. BP not beating?
Les Bleus. Les Bleus. Oh no, sorry, wrong Bleu.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of another Bleu. Sorry.
I think they might get Montreal U. Because Montreal U can't score points. They just play defense, right?
Yeah, they're in Torrance.
Yeah, that might be the 2 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I see it as. I think Eagle's a little bit nappy. He's got the little itis going on.
It's been a week.
I can't really see him.
Yeah,
Yeah, he said he didn't. Not only has he not slept, he said he didn't eat in 2 days. That's why I partially brought samosas.
I should have brought him some candies, man.
Well, he had bustan, he had samosas. He's
having his coffee now.
Yeah.
He'll be back to being Eagle in 2 days.
Yeah, I'm less annoying today.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Hey, we're making great headway, by the way. We
we're
are trucking along here.
We're slaying.
We are coasting, guys. You know, I know the weather's really crap outside.
We're not coasting.
Not
Mo.
coasting, yeah.
We're working hard. Okay, let's give the viewers
we
the
are
episode they
coasting
want.
along here. It's when I say coast, it's like the office is smooth. It's rhythm right now.
It's the
It's
West
weird.
Coast offense.
You're carrying a boat and you're coasting
Yeah,
for work.
of course, man. We are the multifaceted machine here at the shipping container, my friend.
You
Are we the
use words as a professional.
Yes, of course.
We're the
Poorly, clearly.
We're the West Coast offense here, or
Perhaps. You know what? You know where that term came from. Before we get back to the show here, so Bill Parcells, a great New York Giants coach.
Playoffs?
No, that's Herman Edwards. Parcells
Practice?
termed the word West Coast offense because they were playing the Niners. 80s football was Giants, Niners, Washington football team. So the Giants were playing the Niners, and they just want to punch in the mouth, right? And they did in the playoff win that they had. And Parcells says to the media, how about that West Coast offense of yours? And that just stuck, the West Coast offense.
and that's it.
That's it. Yeah, Parcells is the one that termed the West Coast offense. All right, women's two. Rochelle Valliere, we know her very well. A fantastic player, two-way player. I call her the DeAndre Hopkins of FPF players.
Nice.
Okay, so
Are you saying she needs a better quarterback?
yeah, pretty much. It's legit. Like you think about it, right? Like she
Yeah.
plays with a bunch of
Remedial.
not the greatest quarterbacks out there. She's a wonderful player. Okay, so who's gonna catch her for two-way play? Is it Maryse Paquette or is it the players from the Carababes and Coraline Larivière or Alexa Vitti? What's gonna go on here?
I think Maryse Paquette has the best chance at that. The pace offensively that she's going at, or the rhythm offensively that she's going at, she's currently exceeding Rachel Valliere in the receiving yards department. Quarterback Karianne Auger, that you know,
Yes, former basketball player.
loves feeding her
Yeah.
the rock. 40 receptions, 50 targets. So not only is she getting fed a ton, she's on, making 80% of completing or receiving, completing. I can't speak today. Catching 80% of the balls thrown her way. Already 140, 160 yards more than Rachel Valliere. So she has a bit of head start on the offensive side of the ball. Rachel Valliere, 7 interceptions, though. That's where really she has a lot of work to do in terms of catching up. That is for Maryse Paquette. I believe I was checking it up before. 3 interceptions. Now, one of those went back for a pick 6. So, but Rachel Valliere has 2 pick 6s.
Yeah.
So, I think, let's say another 3-4 interceptions from Maryse Paquette, plus beating her offensively and continuing that trend, could potentially give Maryse Paquette the two-way player of the year.
Well, look, I've hammered the table that Rochelle Valliere should be playing women's 1.
She could.
She can. Not could. She can play
No,
women's
no, no.
1.
Like legally, I mean. Like,
Yeah,
she can play
I know.
women's 2 and women's 1.
Yeah, I know, but no one's picked
Why
her
would
up.
you ruin a perfectly good table?
This is like a hardcore table in wrestling. This is like what the Buffalo Bills Mafia
So why would you
use.
take a hammer to it for? Like, really?
Like, Anyway,
But why would you do that?
I would do it because I want to do it, Eagle. It's within my freedom rights.
What an anarchist.
Yes, I know. I'm a
What
real
an
cartoon.
what an
Go
American.
coast your ship.
Yeah,
What an American.
yeah, real cartoon anarchist.
Not cartoon, not Teletoon, though, anymore.
No, it's gonna be Cartoon Network. I heard March 27th. All right, so someone's got to pick her up because she is an excellent player who is wasting her talents playing women's 2. Go ahead, throw missiles at me for insulting the current situation she's in, but
No, but she's in co-ed 1.
but that's fun. But women's 2, I think she can excel, but no one wants to pick her up. No one knows who she is. Anyway,
Well, We've put her name out there, and her stats do
Yeah, I
the
know.
talking
Anyway.
herself. We don't have to. She can do. Let her play
Yeah.
and let her statistics speak for themselves.
Speaking of Red Nation, though, after losing to Linux, beg your pardon, and Linkset, whatever.
Did I write that wrong?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you did.
Linux.
Yeah, you're Linux, man. All right, they play Caribbeans in week 10. Can they be undefeated going towards the final game of the year with Lynx Nets?
That one really got you.
Yeah, I really got
It does look weird when you
Yeah.
misspell it. Yeah, look, they lost to Linkset. They have Caribabes coming up. I think those are that Caribabes game on March 12th will be. We keep saying that though, and every time I'm on here, we keep saying that's great. They won 41-0 against Dream Killers.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think. I kind of like the 22-0 win over Cavaliers. I thought Cavaliers are a decent team, and shutting them down. And now again, you only really scored 3 touchdowns. It's like, come on.
We've had this conversation before.
You need that killer instinct.
We've had this conversation
You need
before.
30, 33. I don't want to see 3 TDs. I want to see 5 TDs, 6
But
TDs.
we've had this conversation.
I know
though.
we've had this conversation. So, all to
But
say,
which one are you getting? Are you getting the good version or the bad version at quarterback?
against Caribabes, we're probably going to get the bad version, but I want to see the good version come out. And if the good version comes out, and Rachel Vallière's, getting interceptions and giving the ball back to the
can't
offense.
rely on her to be the
teams-
touchdown maker.
No, but teams can rely on defensive players to make stops to then set your offense up in good positions. But then the offense has to deliver and has to score and make score points off of those turnovers.
Yeah.
The turnovers are huge in the women's division, because if you miss on 4th down and it's just an incomplete pass, ball goes to the 5 on the other end. So offenses really have to drive 45 yards to score. Whereas if you pick off the ball, you considerably have already completed 50% of the drive for the offense. So
Right.
So I want to see even if they lose to Caribabes, I want the score to be 26-25 or 30-29. So somewhere where they're like in a 1-possession game, maybe even a game that comes down to converts is what I want to see. And if they can get to that level, maybe a playoff upset against Caribabes or Linkset is in their cards.
Yeah, they'll be matchup dependent with that though.
Yes.
Les Hibou, 2-2. Their 2 losses come against the undefeated Babes and Linkset.
Now I wrote it. Now I wrote it properly.
Linkset. So what do we take for these guys moving forward here?
Yeah, look, they would otherwise be 2-0 if not having faced the 2 undefeated teams in women's too. They do have a nice receiving core. 5 players already with over 100 yards. So I think they can move the ball offensively, although 51 points in 4 games. What are you averaging there? 15 points a game is not the best. But again, they 12 against Linkset and 0 against Caribabes. They did put up 39 against Les Petits Miettes and Les Loups combined. So against competition like Steelers, against like Red Nation, like VC Cubs, they'll be able to put up the points against them. I think they just went up against the 2 of the best teams in the last 2 weeks. And honestly, they've only played 2 games, in a month.
Yeah.
So they had a big break in between with the Super Bowl. Big break there. One that didn't favor them, right? They went into their big bye week on a loss and come right back facing Linkset. I think their next stretch, I think they can go undefeated, if not rattle off 5 wins in a row here.
Right.
With the receiving depth that they have, and defensively they have 4 picks in the 4 games, 10 PDs by Erika Roussel. If she can start making more of those passes defended, turning them into interceptions, Sarali Morel is one of the players that has one of the 4 interceptions. Took one of those to the house. If they can, again, like I was just saying, if the defense can set up the offense in prime position, Les Hibous have the receivers in Erica Roussel and Emily Papillon, Elodie Roussel and Sarali Morel, 4 receivers, like I mentioned, with 100+ receiving yards. They can do damage and punch it in for 6.
On to 35 plus, the Gladiators, a team that's been old school that we know very well. Could they? I know they're in a fight for number 1. They're 4-2-1. Pacemakers are 4-2-1. They're a point behind Monster for number 1. So are they going to be a 1, 2, or 3 seed when it's all said and done?
I think they'll be the number 2 seed, exactly where they are right now. I'm thinking, having seen them yesterday, I not Gladiators, but 35 plus in general.
Ooh, poor Rainmakers, man.
Yeah.
What a close game.
Yeah. Although it wasn't. I think it was 32-19 at one point.
Boy.
So they made a comeback in that game. Which, by the way, did you see my message? Smoke Meat Pete was closed.
Yeah, I saw that. I know what the whole point was, but yeah, I saw
that's
that.
why you check first.
Yeah.
That's why I checked. And
Which you didn't.
what? I wasn't there.
I know. I'm just saying.
I was at home.
That's okay.
So I would have gone. Who got signed there, Mo?
No one. I'm trying to see what happened.
Okay.
Here. No one.
You're texting your girlfriend a lot.
No.
Tonight.
No. I have provincials next week, so I'm getting emails and text messages. That's why.
Okay.
Is that like regionals?
No, provincials.
Is that like semi-regionals?
No.
Is that like sectionals?
What was that choo-choo train?
Emails.
It's his boat.
It's the
ready.
boat.
It's the
I was
boat.
just gonna
Carrying the
say.
boat, my friend. Carrying that boat.
So look, I think I finally caught a glimpse of 35 plus. Hey, by the way, 35 plus is actually really exciting football.
Yeah, you know what else was exciting? These same players 15 years ago.
Yeah,
I'm
peak
telling you,
powers.
man. These games were chippy. There was a lot of verbal exchanges back and forth. There was untimely penalties. There were onside kick attempts. Great use of clock management, timeouts, controversial penalties, non-penalties that were correctly called but maybe not correctly called. There was a lot of drama in these 35-plus games. So
Yeah.
Literally the only thing that was different in what you said between now and 10, 15 years ago
Yes.
is the onside kicks. Everything
Yeah.
else is the exact same thing because these players, they know the game so well. They're
Yes.
so skilled at the game, and the only thing that's changed is their age and maybe like a little bit of like sore ankles and knees in the morning.
It's
But
more their
otherwise, it's
mental and physical prowess that
Yeah.
will give them games in this situation there.
like the mental game and the what I'll describe as the aggressive nature of football has not left the 35-plus division. These
No,
players,
these
and everything. They
weekend
play as
warriors.
savage as they would. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly,
They
yeah.
think they're weekend warriors like they're back in 2009 of FPF.
Oh no, and yes, you're spot on there, Eagle. That's exactly what I saw. So I think Gladiators stick in
That's
the
why Mo
number.
doesn't play, by the way.
What?
No.
That's why Mo doesn't play.
I've
Because
moved on.
He's lost his edge.
I've moved on, my friend.
He's soft now.
Yeah.
Can't even bench his own weight.
I can bench my own ways. That the rule of thumb is that's not the barometer on how you
See, he comes up with new rules of thumb
Yeah,
to
of course.
prevent him from
Yeah.
having to bench his own weight.
That's good, big boy. See you bench, big
I'm
boy.
good. I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Go ahead, eat some more Bustan. Okay, as you're saying, to wrap up 35 plus.
Well, to wrap it up, I mean, we were just to get on to our next point of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Glads will be the number 2 seed. The next question though was whether Paramount,
Yeah.
if they could hold off the competition and them end up in the number 1 seed in the KTFL
Yeah,
draft.
KTF draft league. I don't know if they will. Like, I mean, again, it's hard to gauge this division because again, I'm not seeing as much, and I apologize. 35 plus is in the West Island, so I don't venture out to that part of the league's geography.
Well, so they only have FPF left on their schedule, right? So
Yeah.
it's either FPF leapfrogs them, and I think they
They
played
have
in the past.
played.
So they would have to lose to FPF by
By
more
15.
than 14 points
Yeah.
to lose their first spot.
15 plus, yeah.
And Jeff Rosenblatt will be there next week. For last night, FPF had Sean Avram throwing for them. which, by the way, like I was saying in the chat, first time I see Sean Abram throw, I was very impressed.
Really taking this long to see Sean Abram, the 11th best quarterback of the top 10 throw?
That's what I heard. I heard he's number 11. But damn, I was impressed. I've seen some of his comments on the Instagram page. He likes to give shots to other other people. I'm like, who's this guy? I saw him on the field. He is good. He knows his concepts are up to date. He throws a great deep ball. And I finally got to see Yanni Lear as well. Great player. I finally saw all the attributes and all the characteristics that you, Peas, and Eagle have been striving and saying for many episodes now on Calling the Audible. And my God, he's a human wrecking ball.
Yeah.
He's unstoppable. And so yeah. So all to say, FPF. Will all but likely have Jeff Rosenblatt, who will, by the way, next week, guys, he will gladly join the show.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you should be a Hall of Famer.
So we'll have, we want to talk about Jeff Rosenblatt's Hall of Fame eligibility and whether he will make it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
On to Div 3. So the big topic is, does KHP Raw have the decision to make on which Garber should be the permanent starting quarterback? Now, Ryan Garber was the initial starting quarterback, and Dylan Garber has come in. He went 10 for 10 on Monday in a loss that they had to Preach. Same number of TDs. Ryan is throwing 6 more INTs. His pass completion is 8 points off from Dylan Garber. Quarterback rating is 81.9 compared to Dylan's 124. And at this point, I know it's a step up in weight class for them in Division 3 for Ryan Garber in particular. Do you stick it out for him to gain the experience and a chance to not make the playoffs, or do you go in a win now mode and go Dylan Garber gives us the best chance to win and get us in the playoffs?
So are you speaking from watching them? Do you?
Yeah, I've score capped now 2 of their games. Yeah, I've score capped 2 of their games.
And you strongly feel that Dylan Garber is the better of the two?
I think at the moment Dylan Garber is the better of the two. Yeah, I just don't know if Ryan if his confidence is a little bit rocked or a little bit rattled. I think they should keep with Ryan, let him grow and kind of get used to the experience here. But whatever happened, he didn't play the second half, and Dylan came in. He went 10 for 10 and made it more competitive. It was over, but he made it more competitive with Preach at the end.
Right, because he has thrown. Dylan has. It's been a while. I mean, there was perhaps winter 2020 and a couple spring seasons in 2017.
Yeah.
That's a while, though. That's like three seasons since 2020 and then another 3
That's where
seasons.
Ryan kind of took over as quarterback.
Right.
In that whole hierarchy.
Right, exactly. Yes. I haven't seen Dylan throw. That's why I was asking you for feedback. I'd stick it with Ryan.
I'd say with Ryan, but
because he's seeing success in the lower divisions, right? As low as 4, right? Like,
yeah, he has to read the field better than what he has, which he's not done.
Because I mean,
speed of the game is a lot faster. This is Division 3, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, for sure. I mean, it shouldn't be a confidence thing, because yes, it's Division 4 with Voodoo, right? Voodoo's a bit of more experienced, older team. They're not as fleet as foot as, say, Preach is in Division 3. But he put up 6 TDs, no INTs, right? So,
yeah.
Like, the more reps he gets, the better. Regardless of, whether it's Division 4 or Division 3. The combination of the two, just getting more reps and seeing and repeating the plays, it's just that exposure can only do you well.
Yeah, it should do him well, but they have a big decision to make. Let him develop, maybe lose out the season for the betterment of the team. But I'm not their captain.
So I'll stick with Ryan Garber.
Yeah, I stick with Ryan Garber with that one. Okay, so if never overtime, 6 with Ryan Caruth as a quarterback, do they have a legit shot to make the playoffs? They're 1-1 with Caruth as a quarterback.
Yeah, they were back-to-back games, I believe, on Sunday night. In Lachine, one in Lachine, one in Hébert, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so they did a bit of traveling and maybe they slipped on some ice.
They've been competitive, but they're not going to catch Le Gros Coq for the division. That's out. That's not
for the group lead.
yeah, they're not going to catch Le Gros Coq. Le Gros Coq needs
Yeah,
one more
no.
win and it's over.
Yeah. No. They definitely won't catch them. But what exactly is the question?
Ryan Kroof, is he the answer for them? At
Yeah,
quarterback?
but do they have a legit shot at a playoff spot?
Well, that's going to be up to them, right? They're at 2 wins now. They have a few more wins than some of the teams in the red dotted line of Backer, Bullies, and EZW.
It's five teams won't make it.
Yeah.
So I why not? I think so. It was Ali Sabourin, I think, throwing for the first few games of the season there. Probably a better receiver. And with Ryan Carouf, as long as he's not just chucking it deep and he's able to methodically drive the field, short, intermediate, deep balls, get a good mix of the three, I why not? I can see them make the playoffs. There's only 5 teams that don't make it. List me 4 teams that won't make it over them. I think Blue Chips are one of those teams.
Yeah, they've crashed and burned.
Backyard Bullies are
They have
probably
really crashed and burned.
EZW's 0-6.
Yeah, but that was expecting no Jeremy White.
I get it, but that's still a third team that probably won't make it. Air Force One's been struggling.
Yeah.
Maybe they can turn it around. They've played 5 games versus une phrase bien fournie,
Right.
who are 1-5. There's 5 teams already. Les Malouds at 1-4-1.
Yeah.
That's already 6 teams that are already below them in the standings. Les Vercheval 1-4-1. They have a very good shot, I think, at making the playoffs. And now with a quarterback with an arm, I think so.
And they also got a guy no one's really talking about, Rami Aboud, who I've seen play now a few times. He's a really good receiver. I think he's going to make his mark.
No rating, apparently. We should probably fix that. Thanks,
Really?
whoever is monitoring our ratings.
0.
He has no. I don't know what happened over there, boys.
He's a 0. He's number 1, actually.
Couldn't tell what happened there, guys. Anyway, we'll get that corrected though. Rami Aboud has no rating. That's anyway, we'll get that fixed up sooner or later. He's a really good receiver. Good hands, good route runner.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can definitely help this team never OT, and they should. I think they'll be okay to get in. Ryan Kroof brings that it factor from a flair perspective. He's a flair merchant out there, a flamethrower at times. So definitely I'll give him a chance to qualify if he's going to be the quarterback. He said no, but you never know. He's gone 2 games in a row with them with Sabourin not there. So I think that's the team to watch out for. But Le Gros Coq, they could have the division wrapped up by next week. But now they have a showdown with Mongoose coming up here. So what is the key in this matchup against Mongoose if they're going to continue trucking along here and a chance to win the division by next week?
Ooh, that's actually a really. Are those 2 undefeated
Fixed,
teams?
by the way.
Huh?
I fixed them.
Okay, perfect. So it's already done for Aboud. Where's Mongoose here? Are they undefeated? If not, they probably only have 1.
They're 5-1.
Mongoose are
Mongoose is 5-1. Mongoose is 4-1.
4-1-1 technically.
Right. 4-1-1. So, and do we know who rushes? Have you caught any of the Mongoose games?
Ryan Aridi's rushing for them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And how has he been in his return
He's
to
fine.
FPF?
He's
4 sacks in 5 games.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine. Why are you being so
He's fine.
nonchalant?
Because he's Ryan Aridi.
What does that mean? I explain that to someone who doesn't know the name Ryan Aridi and has taken a few seasons off and is now in playing in Division 3.
He's fine.
I can explain that to you. What you're going to do is you're going to go to the website. You're going to the accolades.
Uh-huh.
You're going to go into the record book.
Look at the
It's like
numbers.
Mo. I'm
You're
trying
gonna
to
go
like
under
gauge.
the defensive category.
I'm trying to
and
gauge the room here. Is Mo like pissed that he's better?
yes, that's exactly what's
No,
happening.
he's fine.
Aridi is better than Mo.
No, Ryan's fine. He has not lost
Oh,
step.
sorry, Ryan.
He's not lost step. He looks like he's back to where he was a couple years ago. He probably says no otherwise, but I think he's close enough to being where he was in the peak powers. And he makes a big
Holy
difference.
crap.
Just look at this comparison, right? The next
Holy
closest
crap.
person is
Pure
140 sacks away.
Wow.
Yeah. And that guy doesn't even rush anymore.
Kirawak
Yeah. Doesn't really rush anymore.
here and there. Has it this feels like it's been updated.
This has been updated recently. Yes, we got to fix it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, these numbers look higher than the last time I checked.
But yes,
Yeah.
so that's who Ryan Aridi is. Notice someone in this room is not on this list.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, me. I'm not on the list. So I think him rushing Dom Lefort is going to be a huge. It's
Massive.
always the key. It's always the key to stopping Les Gros Coq's offense. The minute you can stop the rollouts, stop the extension of plays, and just kill that immediately, you don't 100% solve Les Gros Coq's offense, but you give yourself an 80% chance of getting stops on a drive.
Yeah, Dom's playing great football.
He is. Yeah.
He's really rifling that pass. You being smart with his legs, not using it all the time like he was before in the initial part of his career. Alex Gaudet's gonna be key. I think how he calls the game to keep. I beg pardon, I just lost his name. The quarterback for the Gros Coq.
Dom Lefort.
Don LaFleur. It was on the tip of my tongue. To keep him off the field. If he calls a good game where he's eating up clock, long sustaining drives, that makes it even tougher for LaFleur to be that guy that we all enjoy watching him play. So if Gaudet plays well and really rushes him well, I think Mongoose has a really good chance to beat him. And that could come up to the overall top seed, right? That could be a top seed that avoids you playing a tougher team, a tougher draw in the bracket. So that's going to be fascinating to see moving ahead here. All right, on to Div 1. So the schedule formula.
Yes. How are we doing with that?
I think it's done. I mean, aside from the All-Stars who have kind of pulled away from the division, everyone else is in play. Like it's like a Plinko over
like
here.
a gauntlet here.
Yeah, look at it right now. If Eagle gets it up in the thing, so seeds 2 through 6 all have 3 wins.
Yeah.
I think it's worked.
The parodies is definitely there, right?
I think it's worked.
So you're taking credit?
I'm not taking credit, but I just think it's worked. The formula has worked. That
yes.
you're benefiting. You're giving the top tier teams a tougher schedule, yes, but you're giving the bottom half a chance to be in that conversation, to being a 3 seed, 4 seed, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Party Crashers, Double Straddle, all in that conversation. KGP Plus and Bulldogs first, all getting their wins. They can still now make their way up the ladder here. But now for Kangaroos, this is a team that's kind of struggled here. They're 3-3. They lost to Flagmore Sac. Been up and down season where they beat All-Stars and then lose to Party Crashers, now Flagmore Sac. So do they need to go to the Aaron Rodgers Darkness Retreat to kind of get themselves refocused?
I think so. I look at the matchup against Party Crashers. I'm like 6-point loss. Like, yeah, okay. I'm okay with Party Crashers putting up 40, but I expect Kangaroos in a game like that to put up 45.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think who probably needs the 4-day retreat, darkness retreat the most? Are you gonna suggest the Danny Boy or
yeah, I think
Tacos?
I think the Kangaroos needed this to kind of reboot a bit of a frustrating season because of the roster. Guys have been hurt. Guys, unfortunately, have not been available. They probably feel they're better than 3-3, and they rightfully so can believe in that.
Mokan, in the 4-day darkness retreat,
Yes.
what is, if you had to pick one food to eat for 4 days, what are you eating? Just one food.
Chickpeas.
The versatile, the mighty chickpea, yeah?
Yeah, chickpeas. Yeah.
You get a little you can mash it up into hummus, have it in a salad,
Yep.
make a chickpea burger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I go with that. Look, the last 4 games, Double Straddle will not be easy. Braves will be the one to watch out for because remember they got the forfeit win way back in week 2, so they haven't really played them yet. And then Bulldogs, they should win, and Flagmore Sac is a flip of a coin here.
Yeah,
5-5.
Ah,
6-4.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's not a successful regular season. Now, success, of course, for Kangaroos, it's always championship or bust.
Yeah,
obviously. Admittedly, they're playing the hardest teams like 6 times.
Yeah.
But that's because of what we were able to discover, that their cap and quarterback rating was in the top.
But that's
4.
what I'm saying, though, right? So going 6-4, and you're basically
that's successful, I think.
You're splitting games against the hardest teams, essentially, right?
Yeah.
There's 3 losses right there conceptually and everything. 6-4 is really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it really is. So we'll see what happens with them, but I think 6-4 could be their max right now.
Okay.
So
question for you, by the way,
yes.
on this retreat.
Yes.
Am I eating in the darkness as well?
Yeah.
But that's what I asked.
Yeah.
But did you not hear me?
But can I cook? Like, can I
No,
start
you
a
can't
fire?
cook it. You're in the
Is
dark.
it pre-cooked? Is it brought for me on a
No,
plate?
they bring it to you. In the retreat, they bring you the food.
But is it like pitch black darkness? Like I can't see the food? Like I
You
gotta
can go
figure it out?
outside. I read up on it today. You can go outside to kind of get some fresh air, but like you are in.
But like at night?
No, you can get some
Are
fresh
there
air.
stars?
Like, so you can go. It's just a question of if you want.
It looks
or
like the Hobbits. You know the like grass hill
Yeah.
eagle.
not. Well, you're partially underground, but you're
Of,
above.
yeah.
Right.
You're talking about the Shire?
Yes, the
God.
Shire. Yes.
The Grass Hill.
Yeah, it's been. I haven't read that book in 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm upset.
Of course.
Jesus.
The Braves. Look.
Wait, they have light in there.
I don't.
All right. So the Braves, they play the most games.
Like your example was completely irrelevant.
Wait, where?
In the Shire, in any
Oh,
of their
no.
buildings.
No, I'm just giving you. You didn't see the picture today?
No.
Yeah, I saw it. It's
It looked like the Shire.
Go on
It literally
ESPN.
looked like the Shire.
Okay, so if I can see and I can
no,
eat
but
anything,
there's
Mo,
it's
you're
like a
picking-
bunker. It's like a bunker.
Yeah, you're.
I'm
you're-
just talking about the curved hill. It looks like that, and there's a door.
It's like a Hobbit. Hobbit place.
Can I eat when I can see what I'm eating?
Yeah.
And you would pick chickpeas.
Yeah.
Give me
I don't eat meat.
give me a prime rib with a twice.
Yeah,
baked
I know.
mashed
'Cause I don't eat
potato.
meat. Okay, Braves. They play the most
Chickpeas.
games. The maximum amount of points they get is 13. Are we seeing them as a 2 seed now? I think All Stars are going to run away with number 1, but are we confident they'll be a 2 seed, or are they going to fall into the pack and be a middle tier team going towards playoffs?
Party Crashers, Kangaroos, Bulldogs left.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those shall all be 3 wins.
Yeah, but I think so. I think they can get wins there, but Flagmoil Sac has the game in hand, and Flagmoil Sac's opponents are All Stars, which then that's like a 50-50, KGB Plus, Party Crashers, and Kangaroos. So, yeah, I was gonna say that Flagmoil Sac could probably take the 2nd seed, but given that they play All Stars and Kangaroos, let's say they win one, lose one,
Yeah.
take your pick. Yeah, that puts the Braves in the number 2 seed.
Yeah, I think Braves will be your 2 seed. It won't be easy.
No, because they themselves have to. The one they have to beat is Kangaroos,
Yeah.
right? Because if they lose to Kangaroos, and even if Flagmoil Sac split the games, like I said, between All Stars and Kangaroos, then they can still then Flagmoil Sac can pass them for the number 2 seed.
Yeah. Double Straddle could make a run for 2, but I don't think they will. So KGB Plus, Bulldogs finally get their wins. Congratulations to them
Yeah.
both. Who should be their target and try and jump for a playoff spot? Because right now, KGB is in that 7th hole, but could they catch up to a 3-win team and maybe make a run for a higher seed if they can? Because in all likelihood right now, Bulldogs, KGB Plus, it might come down to them for that final spot, but could they make that run now with that first one under the belt?
Am I the only one hearing 3-1 every time you say that? Because 3-win and 3-1 sound very different. So I'm like, which team is 3-1?
I'm hearing 3-win team.
Yeah, 3-win.
3. Yeah, I don't know. What do you? Yeah, I don't know. Are you hearing chicken wing or?
I think I think he's done. Like, I think this guy needs to go to sleep.
I think you don't pronounce words properly.
Yeah.
Is
So-
that a 7-Up or a ginger ale?
That is a 7-Up.
So, yeah, the Bulldogs' last 3 games losses. Their last 3 games of the season, to correct myself, or be more clear. Their season comes down to the next 3 games against KGB Plus. That's what their season comes down to, and they can't. Is this going to come down to points against? Because right now they're both 1-4. They're 5 more points against allowed than what KGP Plus has allowed. So even if they split the series, the points matter. And so
The point in these 2 games.
yes.
Yes. Assuming the rest of the games they also like lose essentially. It would be head to yes.
Yeah, so even that those moments in games where there's 5 plays left and you're past the 10-yard marker and you've picked up a first down and there's 2, you can waive the game.
Yeah.
and there's like 2 plays remaining, I think that this is one of those games where you actually have to go for the score if you're Bulldogs and if you have possession of the ball, right? You want those extra 6 points against the KGP Plus team, because right now that touchdown is what scoring a touchdown with like 2 plays remaining versus not scoring it and waiving the game could lose you a playoff spot. So that's actually interesting. Usually we make fun of teams that that don't waive the games.
Mm-hmm.
In this situation, you have to keep playing and put up as many points as you can. So that's actually a really cool, interesting.
Yeah, they're gonna put up points
Yeah.
against KGP Plus next 2 games.
Yeah.
Kangaroos should be a high scoring game. I think the Braves will have a very tough affair.
Yeah.
And Party Crashes they already beat once.
Yeah,
They could get 3 wins.
it's tough.
They could. I'm not saying they can't. They
Yeah,
could. They could.
it's a lot of things got to go right for them. Phil Cutler's back.
Yeah, Phil's
I
back,
saw him
man.
on your field.
Yeah, he
in
is
Lachine.
back, baby.
So maybe
He's
or
back.
baby.
Baby.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, he's back.
Now I'm the one not hearing you. I think we're crushing the time here, Mo. I think
Are
you
we?
and I think we found a winning combination here.
We are.
Yeah.
Definitely are. All right, Div 2. Don Benevento, Washington play with Joy Taylor with Moretti Crime Family. Is he the best catch and snapper in Div 2 or just a system player in Joey's world of offense?
Can't both things be true?
No. One has to be true. The other has to be false.
Look, I think Joey makes any snapper in his offense the best snapper in Division 2.
Yeah.
But on top of Dom Benevento's small stature and his shiftiness, probably makes him the best one in Division 2, just the way they complement each other. So I'm saying both things are true in this case.
Yeah.
Is that Dom's a great snapper to begin with, but in Joey Saylor's offense, it elevates his game to like the next level, right?
Right.
To make him the best snapper. I mean, although you do have Matt Kerouac with vengeance. Who else would you put?
Well,
in there?
the reason why I say
Mike Piassin.
Dom is Joey's go-to on 3rd and 4th down conversions.
And 1st and 2nd and
Well, mostly 3rd and 4th down.
Yes,
like,
yes, yeah.
That's why. Like he makes like you look at his targets and catches. I think he has like 5 that have not gone his way, incompletes, right? So I just and no team's figured it out, right? Like Dom runs a slant out, like a flats out, and no one can figure it out, right? It's
so
just like
frustrating.
guys, it's there. Have it like I just say if Joey runs quads. And he has Dom running an out underneath the quads. Just have one of your DBs line up and then shoot it.
Yeah.
Shoot it, right? And then have someone cover your guy at that point, right? But I think Dom is a really good hands catcher, and I think he fits perfectly well with Joey's system.
47 receptions on 55 targets.
Exactly,
So
right?
seven incompletions.
Right.
But
So
holy crap, to
so-
have 47 receptions already? Yeah.
So, is a system? Yeah, I think it's system. I think it benefits whoever plays with Joey, but I think Dom understands where he has to be. Just find a spot, find a hole in that spot, and just get to it and just catch that ball and give me the first down.
Yeah.
So what's more frustrating for a quarterback, though, for Div 2 defenses, right? Is it stopping Joey Taylor's offense or Kevin Wyeth's offense? Because Wyeth has put up monster numbers. We've been tracking his numbers of what he can do.
Yeah.
They got Joey Taylor's offense, which is unorthodox.
So I think both are very frustrating. I'll give I'll give a clear-cut answer, though. So I think it's both. Obviously, Kevin Wyeth's precision and strength and arc and just every type of throw he can make out there makes it frustrating because there's just literally nothing you can do
Yeah.
defensively.
Right.
But I just think the optics of Joey Taylor makes it more frustrating, right? You have this like seemingly like unathletic, like seemingly, right? Or deceivingly or deceptively unathletic guy at quarterback. Like I rushed him in the All-Star game. It was the most infuriating thing to do.
He's frustrating.
It is so frustrating. So for that, like just for the optics point of view of it, I'll go with Joey Taylor and it works. It works so well. We talk about it, week in and week out, and you and Pease talk about it, and Eagle. It's so infuriating to watch, but it works. So it just makes it all that much more frustrating. I'll go with Taylor.
Yeah, I think Wise knows like you're gonna get like a missile launched at you.
Yeah.
I just think that and people know that you can be there, but you won't stop it. But Joey's offense, you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You don't know
Ghost,
what to do.
say it. Say the word.
You don't know what to do. It's organized chaos.
Say it. No, the one word, the singular word.
Which is
What are defenses when they face the Joey Taylor offense?
tourist.
They are
What?
bamboozled.
Oh, bamboozle. Yes, they're bamboozled. Yes.
Come on, the Mo Khan word.
Yeah,
Thanks for
flustered.
supporting calling the audible.
They're flustered, exactly. But I just think that if you can't pick out Joey Taylor, you're not going to win that football game.
Yeah.
You're keeping his hopes alive to win that football game.
Yep.
Speaking of hopes, KGP's next 3 games: Terror Squad, Brace 2.0, Vengeance. How many wins, and will it be enough for a playoff spot? Because Phil Cutler's back, and they had a bit of a rough start to their season, but now here they are, a chance to make up for their lost 5 weeks of the season.
So that's the next 3 games.
Yeah.
That's a really tough stretch. Like if Phil Cutler should have left, he should have left like now for this stretch, because even with him in the lineup, they're probably gonna go 1-2 at best.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a Kevin Wyeth update a little later, though. By the way, for his touchdowns, please, Eagles. So if you can prepare that in the time being, I think they go 1-2. The one that they need to beat Terror Squad. They have the 1 win right now. Getting to 2 wins will be really, really, really important for them. Party Crashers Blue have a win as well. They could possibly get 1 more, potentially 2 more in those final 4 games for Party Crashers Blue. So they'll absolutely need the 1 win against Terror Squad. And then after that, they got Moretti Crime and Touchfoot 450. They really need the Touchfoot 450 is a game that they should win. But Mo, you saw them. They got better, did they not?
4-5-0?
Yeah.
From
From the hot mess that they were a couple, even in week 1, and even from last week, you mentioned you said they're not good. They're not good.
They're not good, but now they're Ginsley Alexi at quarterback. We'll see what he does.
Yeah, it's still a wait and see.
Yeah.
Because this is Division 2. The caliber's extremely talented, extremely high. I'm not sure. KGP and Moretti Crime Family will be an interesting game, I think, because it's 2, I guess, unorthodox offenses.
Yeah.
One offenses that you don't think are sustainable, but have proven the test in FPF.
Right.
So going up against each other will be a really really interesting battle that could spell the end or the success for KGP.
Yeah, KGP is going to have a tough. They're not easy games for them. The next 5, they're not easy.
No.
If they can go 3-2, I think that would be wonderful, and that should be enough.
Yes.
Anything less than that, then you flip a coin if they make the playoffs or not.
I was going to say, just remember, guys, right? Right now, they're technically holding a playoff spot over Party Crashers Blue and Killer Bees. So at this point, all they really need to do is hold off Party Crashers from winning a game, and they're playing Jean-Smith Zig, Braves 2.0, God Skills, and Touchfoot 450.
Yeah.
You guys see a win on that schedule quick? Yes, no?
The Touchfoot.
No.
No.
God Skills. God Skills could be it. Yeah.
And Killer B is currently blessed to Jean-Smith Zig, Run It
No,
Once,
they're not
God
gonna be any
Skills,
of
Terror
those
Squad.
teams. No. I see them. I see enough of
So
them.
as of right now,
Wow. So
as it
Killer
currently
Bees.
stands, KGP is in the playoffs, even if they lose every game from this point onwards.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. And even they have the points against advantage, right? Over Party Crashers Blue, it's
Exactly.
1 less game, and it's like close to 100 points less. So.
Exactly.
FYI for all those out there, we'll start having playoff standings officially up to date for next
It's
week.
going to be very weird this year, though, because there's a lot of games at hand that are going to play into this. On any given night, depending on whether you're playing 2 or 3 games in a week potentially or in a day. So, yeah, just keep your eye on those so you can figure out what's going on.
Exactly. All right, on to Div 6.
Wait, the touchdown watch, Kevin Wyeth.
Oh, yes. Where we at?
So I have it up here. Kevin Wyeth, 6 games played. Mocon, how many touchdowns do you think Kevin Wyeth has in 6 games?
34.
44. Call the cops.
So
That's a
now
crime.
Wyeth is 6 divided by 44, so it's about 7.5 TDs per game.
That's insane. This is
So
crazy.
he gets 70 then. He's on his way.
Who do you think is committing more felonies, the Moretti crime family or Kevin Wyeth with the amount of touchdowns he's
Kevin
getting?
Wyeth, man.
Kevin Wyeth. That's nuts.
Yeah. All right, Div 6. Who, speaking of quarterbacks, who could be the quarterback of the year when it's all said and done?
So not who I think the quarterback of the year is today. Who do I think at season's end will be the quarterback of the year? Look, Tyler Havlina's in the conversation. He has the most touchdown passes right now. His completion percentage, though, is a bit suspect at 50%. I did catch one of his games. I do believe Betway Bandits and Tyler Havlina are the next up-and-coming team in Division 6 to move up the ranks in and I'd say by next winter, if not the spring, they could if they want to join.
Yeah.
They might be a Division D team, which then leads them into the Fall Cup if they're interested, and into Division 5 of next year's winter season. I think they're up and coming. I think Noah. Oh, I have to get the last name right here. Swaminadan. It's just Swaminadan.
Yeah, got
There's
him,
no
as,
H.
got him as kid.
There's no H. He told me got him as there's no H. You don't pronounce the H
Oh.
in my name. Swaminadan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Godema.
Godema.
No, Noah.
Yeah, Noah.
Yeah, but the Godema is, who told.
Yeah,
Iggy.
but put some respect on Noah's name.
Yeah.
Well, on his
He's
own,
his own person.
on his own name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
because I was calling him Swami with Will. He's the Swam. He's the Swami. Swami says. He has a case. Although in his last game, I think he didn't hit his 4 to 5 TDs that he's been hitting on most games. Look, I'm throwing those two names out, but I think when all is said and done, Zach Stacy, the reps he's getting in Div 6 and in 5A, seeing better defenses in Division 5A, and then coming down and having the game slowed down is gonna eventually he'll be. There's little doubt in my mind that he's gonna have the most yards, he's gonna have the most completions, and he's gonna have the most touchdowns by the end of the year. He's completing 70% of the passes he's throwing, 124 quarterback rating. Those are crazy numbers. I think Zach Stacy comes away with the award.
Yes, Eagle.
Can I throw another name into the mix
Absolutely
potentially?
can.
Emerson Peterkin from the LaSalle Warriors midget. A lot of touchdowns, very few interceptions, and the only reason he has a lot of sacks is because there's also a rushing component to his game, where he's bringing in a lot of yards on the round, 275 more and another 5 touchdowns. So
His best dual
if we're
threat
looking at
quarterback.
just passing, he's doing excellent. And then if you throw in those extra yards, he's really up there in comparison to some of the other people. Also, he only has 5 games played versus everyone we just talked about has 6. So if you combine all the yards and all the touchdowns, he has effectively surpassed everyone in yards and is tied for the top 5 in terms of TDs. So
Dual
watch
threat
out for
quarterback.
him squeezing another one out.
Oh, I like that. Yep, good job.
Dual threat
Eagle.
quarterback. You prorate those numbers, he's up there. In Group B of Div 6, of the 1-win teams.
Eagle, the 1-3 teams, or what?
Yeah.
This is the one win.
the 1-win teams.
3-1.
Who's making a run to get a surprise run to get back into the conversation of playoffs?
Was there a specific group or just any of the one?
You have Montreal Red Blacks, you have Dime Squad, and Don't Blink.
Of these.
Yeah.
So Dime Squad, now known as Cheat Squad, they're actually don't need to cheat because they're actually really good. They've just had a tough matchup in their schedules to begin, and then of course cheating got them 2 forfeit losses. I think that especially amongst those 3, they're likely the best and likely to come out with the best record. I know you're somewhat high on MTL Red Blacks with Liam Gilmore throwing. I caught one of their games as well. They're okay. He's a little twitchy when it comes to running, and I mean, maybe my standards are set a little higher just because we get to watch, Division 1 through 6 and co-eds and all. And sure, look, I always struggle with this now. It is the nature of Division 6 to have running quarterbacks, and he tends to run a little too much for my liking, but I guess it's fine in Division 6. It's just throwing the ball will always travel faster than running with it. And he's an average to, at best, above average quarterback in Division 6.
Yeah.
So there would be my number 2 team, and then I have Don't Blink in at number 3.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Montreal Red Blacks. I've seen them play this year, and I think they can get the offense rolling. I know they lost the Dime Squad big time by almost 3 scores to them. 4 scores, big pardon.
Yeah.
But but I think now with 5 games left in the year, it won't be easy. You got Maccabees coming up. Not going to be easy at all in a fortnight's time here.
Yeah.
Baby Rays won't be easy for them. If they can somehow get to 3, if they're lucky 4 wins, they're in good shape. But they got to beat Baby Rays on March 1st on Wednesday. And they won't. And they got to beat Maccabees, and they probably won't.
Right.
So it comes down to the final 3 games of the year. Could they win 2 or 3 at that point? That's going to be the key. And can they score more points, though? That's the key. They have not scored many points.
Yeah.
And that's going to hurt them if they can't get up to 25, 30 points to win these games.
And Fiddlers are not an easy out. So it's really the last 2 games. Bananas and No Fly Zone. Those are 2 teams that have struggled to put up the offenses themselves.
Yeah.
So good luck scorekeeping that game. That might be one you want to rip your eyes out in perhaps a 13-12 kind of game. Is that one that you would want to see?
No, don't want to see
okay.
that one. Speaking of a game that we want to see, Maccabees, Habibis. They're both undefeated, combined 11-0 records that they have. Habibis are 6-0. Maccabees are 5-0. So when we look at this right now, could this be a potential final preview? And could the Fiddlers make it a 3-way race for the division crown that they have overall, like in terms of where they are? Could they make this a race here to be in that competition of being the top 3 in this division or in this side of the bracket?
So let's start with the matchup there in Habibis Maccabees. It's my field, by the way. Saint Laurent won, so I get to I'll report back next calling the Audible episode, week 8, episode 8 here. But as for now, in the preview portion of this,
and so we might say with Fiddlers 3 race with them, Betway Bandits and Habibis. That's what I meant to say for that question. So I apologize for that. So first question is Habibis, Maccabees. And the second question is, could the Fiddlers make it a run with Betway Bandits and Habibis for number 1 seed?
Right, in Group C.
In Group C, exactly.
In Group C, right. So we'll start with the game here. 2 different styles of offense. While Zach Stacy can run the ball when he needs to, he does look to pass first, which is the preference of mine. I actually find, I don't want to go too off tangent here, but I find him and myself have actually had somewhat similar paths and to quarterbacking and success. We were both receivers to start, gave quarterbacking a shot, saw some success, and then have really grown in the past few seasons.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of similarities between himself and I. One is the perennial pocket passer who can still escape when need be, whereas Shimmy Khan's of Maccabees is the constant rollout. Habibis need their rusher to really contain Shimmy Khan's, and Shimmy Khan's actually might be, I'm thinking now, he might be like the next, I have to be careful how I phrase this, but like it looks like a Joey Taylor offense. I don't want to call him Joey Taylor, like he's not that yet.
Right.
But he uses that rollout and just like flooding of zones very effectively. It's what makes Maccabees very hard to stop. So 2 very opposing offenses. I think Nick DeMalo of the Habibis is going to be key on defense. He's already picked off a few quarterbacks so far this season, taken one for a pick 6 already. I think he's the key defender. He's very quick, releases off of quarterback's eyes and release of the football instantly. He's a twitch out there and can really, if he gets his hands on a ball, forces a turnover or 2, I think this game goes the Habibis' way.
Yeah, I think I saw Maccabees play last week. They're a good, sound team. Habibis I've not seen yet, but from what I gather, they're more like a wild card team of unpredictability that they could really turn on if they're on. But Maccabees, if they can somehow get a turnover or two with their defense, they could make this a real come down to the 5 plays type of thing here and win it on the last play. So I think Maccabees might have the edge though. But when it comes down to the Fiddlers, they have 2 games in hand against Betway Bandits and Habibis for games played right now. At 3-1, could the Fiddlers be in that conversation with Habibis and Betway Bandits as being the best teams in that division, or maybe a top 2 team in that division?
Not yet. I like where they're going. 3-1, 92 points in 4 games, but a 19-6 win over Bananas. I know Anthony Adon is a good defender. I know I believe he caused 1, if not 2 turnovers in that game. I like Manny Bazogias giving the shot at quarterback. He's right now a 3-1 TD to INT ratio kind of guy. For them to be in the conversation with Betway Bandits, with was it Habibis? Habibis. He needs to be a 4-1 at minimum quarterback, or if not a 5-1. And Tyler Havlina, Zach Stacy, they've had multiple seasons under their belt, so they're at a superior advantage over Manny Bazogias. They'll be there. If you were asking me this in 2024, I'd say yes. Right now, I like where they're going, Fiddlers, but they're not there quite yet. And it's mostly from a quarterback, just a quarterback and offense perspective.
All right. On to Div 4. This is Eagle time now, I guess.
It's Eagle time.
So,
Come
In
on,
and
Eagle.
Out played Vultures all game. I actually score kept that game, by the way.
In and Out played Vultures all game. Yes, I
Wow,
believe-
shocker.
All game.
All game.
They weren't there all game. Let's put it that way, okay? Eagle, jump in here because I'll give you my 2 cents about what happened.
I mean, I didn't watch the game,
No,
so you
well,
have to tell
okay.
me.
Well,
Well,
no, hold on.
I'll tell you what happened.
You missed the key word, Mo. Because we know In and Out played Vultures all game, but they played man defense.
Yes, I know. And James Drysdale.
Yes, but you didn't say that.
I was going to bring that up right now.
No, okay.
So,
So let me guess. They started running little quick slants across the
no.
field.
Not even,
Okay,
no.
so let me tell you what happened.
Just straight
okay?
up one-on-one burns?
Yes.
Okay, let me tell you what happened. Okay, so In and Out decided to go man on man. Okay,
Which, fine.
No,
Which is-
not fine.
Not every play, but fine. You want to mix it
Okay.
up. You want to throw some man in there
Right.
on, like, situations where
Even
it's either,
then.
like, tight yardage.
So-
or-
Okay, hold on. Wait, I got to stop you. Eagle, are you ever going to play man against Ben McMahon, James Drysdale,
they didn't
Anthony
know.
Drysdale,
But here's the
Kevin Donnett, or Riley Casey?
Okay, but here's the thing: they don't know this team,
I get it.
right?
I know,
They
but
don't, right? So Michael Lozon looked good, feel good. He looked the part. Okay, the mouth guard looked like it was a pro NFL mouth guard. Okay, the guy had the look: gloves, socks, shoes, headband. Okay, I'm watching the play. It's opposite me. He's on the left side. Okay, he's lined up like he's like Jalen Ramsey out there. Okay, in the stands.
Oh,
Did he get burned like Jalen Ramsey?
Hold on here. Okay, I go, who's he lined up against? I
Was it
go,
more like an Eli Apple?
well, hold on here. So he's lined up against James Drysdale. I go, what the hell? This must be a zone. This must be like a cover zone here. They try and disguise it, right? Drysdale runs a go, and Phil Roberts overthrew him. Like, yeah, he just overshot the play. Okay. I'm like, oh
didn't
my
he run
God.
a post on that one? I saw a video.
Then he ran a deep post and he burnt him. Not once, not twice.
From the
No.
outside, from the wide.
From the wide
got
spot,
burned on a post.
He got burnt on a post.
That's-
And he got burnt the entire night. Lozon got crushed by James Drysdale. Like, James Drysdale took his virginity in that
Ooh,
football
oof,
game.
that's a big word.
He really did. And he took it away from him. And I couldn't believe it. I go, man, these guys didn't adjust. And Phil Roberts had like a game of games, like a Hall of Fame game. And he won that game.
There was 7 to 8 yards of separation from most of the receivers on every
It was
play.
crazy, man. It was wild.
So going back to your original question, Iggy, the first thing you're doing when you're going to line up on defense is where is everyone going to stand as the defender on the field? If you're going to play man, or you want to be able to play man without showing you're playing it, you need to ensure that across the field you feel comfortable with who you're lining up against. So if you have your, I'll call it the eagle of the defense, lined up against their fastest and tallest receiver, there's a mismatch there. You shouldn't let that happen. So you already should be starting to size up your opponents with your guys to make sure, based on your understanding, or even, and here's my recommendation, don't run man on the first 2 plays of the game so you get a feel for the game, who's fast, who's slow, who can keep up, who can't. Then start adapting your defense to figure it out. So that should be step number 1. Step number 2 is if you run man on every single play, they know it's coming. So they're going to call man buster plays. They're going to call speed plays. They're going to call plays where if you have a one-on-one that you lose that matchup, and then they get advantage against you. They know it's coming, and so you need to catch them off guard of when you're going to run man. So you mix that up by throwing in zone coverages. If you've never played zone before, I highly suggest you read our Division 6 article written by Iggy Mans, truly, and written by a section specifically on defenses around zone defenses. If we scroll down a bit, these are in previous articles too if you want to go find them. But this, for example, is a very classic, what's described as a cover 2, where you have 2 players, doesn't really matter which ones, frankly, are playing as your deep safeties anywhere between 10 to 30 yards back. Again, there's a way to play this, but you'll figure it out as you go. And then you have 3 flat defenders playing in the short, anywhere between 2 to 8, maybe 10 yards, depending on game situations. Again, everyone plays it slightly differently in terms of how aggressive you want to be, how much you want to patrol, passive versus aggressive, shoots, etc. We're not going to get into the complicated stuff, but just assign people responsibility on the field. And what you're going to see is that if you go out and you start playing an entire series, playing a very simple single defense, the other team is going to build a playbook to beat that defense. And the trick is to catch them planning against a D and then switching it into the one that completely contests that exact defense that they're calling a play against at the right moment. And that's the chess match that you have to play with the offense, and that if they're anticipating man coverage, well, then throw an anti-man defense at them. If they're anticipating cover 2, that's the play you throw man at them potentially, right? Like there's different ways you could, or cover 3, for example, if they're going to try and exploit the deep. So there's ways to try and play into that game plan and be smart about how you call your defenses. And then the last one I'm going to bring up, depending on where the ball is on the field, the distance to the first down marker, which down it is, which receivers are lined up where, you have to be smart in terms of which defense you're calling. If it's 3rd and 15, guess what? They need a lot of yards. So you don't necessarily want to give them free yards, obviously, but would you like a 4th and 10? Yes. Would you like a 4th and 5? Still yes, but obviously less so. So you could play a little bit more conservative in terms of giving them space in front. Give them those yards. You want them to take a check down at the end of the day. Play a little bit more deep. Play a little bit more into the spots where you anticipate the ball to go. And if they do have it short, crash the person and give them a 4th down long situation, as an example. Versus a 3rd and 1, well, now the advantage is in the offense, so you're almost better off sometimes playing extremely aggressive and giving up the first down for that matter, just because you're trying to make a play on a ball, as an example, right? Because they're going to get another one afterwards. They have to take a chance. You take a chance, and one team wins or the other. So different ways of thinking about how you want to play your defense, but running man against a team with speed when you don't have speed is not the correct call. Sorry.
They had no idea. They had no idea. They got brains. What are you going to do?
I feel like we're still in Division 6.
Yeah, they got brains.
Because
I mean, when you're playing defense like that, that's basically what you're doing,
Well,
right? And this isn't the upper divisions where you can literally match up across the board and it's just a matter of placing the ball in the right spot. If you're getting burned by the best receivers in the game on every play, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, they can figure it out.
yeah, so I think they're miscast for the division that they signed up for, right? If we're talking about this in Division 4, we're talking about simple zone, quote unquote simple zone defenses. I think that's just a testament and speaks to perhaps being in the wrong division.
All right, who could be the Div 4 Receiver of the Year? And there's a bunch of pass catchers who've done very well for themselves. You got Jordan Allard, Alexander Noel, Julian Nelson from Mofos, who I like a lot, Nicholas Gropini, who we like a lot, Remy Lucier included. So who you got as the favorite to win Receiver of the Year?
If I had to put a favorite chip right now, I think Jared Buck really likes his new weapon in Jordan Allard. If you filter by the yards, Eagle.
Yeah.
There. 40110.
What?
He's right there. 40110.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but he's the number one yardage receiver right now.
Yeah, but Alex Noel has one less game played, and he's almost up there.
Fair.
So,
Fair. And yeah.
same number of receptions. So
Yeah, but 4 more TDs from Jordan Allard, right?
one more game though. So
Yeah. So, and you know this,
If you
Eagle.
prorate it,
No, but there's no pro rating.
no.
That's the thing, right? There is no pro rating. I look at now. I do it when it's and it by it I don't mean pro rate. I mean I look at the games played when the stats are close. So and they are in this case up until the TDs. So receptions the same, yards let's just call it the same. If I stop looking there, then I'll look at games played and I'll say, oh, Alex Noel did it in one less game. But the fact that Allard has 4 more TDs is enough for me to ignore the games played aspect of it. So I think Jared Bucks really likes the new weapon that he has in Jordan Allard. I don't believe he has Justin Santillo on the team, which would have taken targets away from Jordan Allard. So I'll go Jordan Allard.
So I was gonna say, if you had a player called Dawson Sparagna playing for the REIT, they'd be really good on this list.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they're splitting reps.
Yeah, they're gonna kill the vote from each other.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go Julian Nelson from Mofos.
Okay. Yeah.
I've watched him play now, I think 3-4 games, and I know they went with Raheem Charles at quarterback for the time being, and Raheem Charles is a fantastic thrower. I think Nelson can definitely put up numbers. I think he will. If Raheem is still the quarterback for them going towards the final 4 games of the regular season, and if he does, I think Nelson could hit over 15 touchdowns. I think that's a possibility. He could very well have
700.
700 yards could be a target number that he can have. And I think he could very well be over 40-plus catches as well. So I think 40 catches, 650, and I think about 15 to 20 touchdowns. I think that's my guy that can win it this year.
And what if Tiamoko Sanogo of Mofos is quarterbacking?
Well, that's it. I think he's banged up right now, so that's why he's not throwing. So Raheem Charles is throwing for them. And Sanogo's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. I love his flair that he has. But if Raheem's the quarterback, I think he can definitely make this team much more dynamic and get Nelson the receiver of the year.
So what you're saying is Tiamoko Sanogo of the Mofos is the no-go.
Yes. For
He
sure.
doesn't. He's not a fan of the show, Eagle. He doesn't know the what we're insinuating and making a reference and a callback to.
Yes. Friends with Danny, the most dangerous 2-5 team. They got the Sheriff, KMI, and Mofo staying off the year. Are they playoff bound or are they going to miss out?
So was that a question that are they the most dangerous, or are you proclaiming them the most dangerous 2-5 team?
We'll say, are they the most dangerous 2-5 team? Are they the most dangerous 2-5 team right now?
And who are the other ones? Eagle, you're already on the team picture. Who are we looking at 2-5?
2-5?
Yes.
You got the Baby Magic at 2-4, so that doesn't count, I guess. Blue Dreamers, Ball Don't Lie, they're all at 2-4. Golden Eagles at 2-4.
So now, what Eagle's been saying all night, there's no one else at 2-5.
No.
As I scroll up, so let's call it the two win teams then. Although I really like the progression of Guillaume Boulanger with Bébé Magique and / Red Dragons in Div 5. I think Franz and Danny are just more experienced than them, so I'll give them the edge over Bébé Magique. I think they're. Would you say they're on par with Golden Eagles, Friends with Danny, or perhaps a slight edge over?
I think slight edge over them.
Yeah, I'll say the same. I think they're better than Ball Don't Lie. I think Blue Dreamers have been interesting at 2-4, sitting at 2-4 right now.
Yeah.
I'd have to probably give the edge to Friends with Danny there as well. So look, already that's three or four teams that their comparables are, and I think they're better than all of them. So I think they have the case to be the best 2-4 or 2-5 team right now in the division.
Yeah.
So how will they fare against their next? I think Sheriff have been struggling. I see a win there. I think Kiss My In-Laws will be a fun game. I haven't actually played against the Jared Buck offense/defense or franchise. That one will be fun. Mofos will be interesting as well for friends with Danny.
They're gonna be a wild card mofos again. Whoever's quarterback for them.
Yeah.
The Baby Magic is not a good team.
No, they are.
They're not a good team.
You caught them against Mofos this past Wednesday. No.
Exposed.
No. You caught them on an off night. I have no idea what happened. Maybe Mo, you can.
I can tell you what happened.
Maybe Baby Mo.
Their quarterback got ripped. Guillaume Boulanger did not look good. He was awful in the red zone.
Oh, that sucks.
They were shut out, 35-0.
Yeah.
Didn't have a good game. So.
Oh, that sucks because he's been having. Because that's just a.
And those uniform numbers are awful, by the way.
Oh, are they? Are they pink?
Yeah, pink with white numbers.
Yeah.
You can't see them.
That's a blip in the radar for Guillaume Boulanger. I wouldn't have said that last Fall Cup. I wouldn't have been as adamant as I am right now. I would have been like, oh, Guillaume Boulanger had another poor performance. That sucks. Now I'm surprised that happened. Look, we know Mofos are very athletic. A pick or two, I don't mind Guillaume Boulanger throwing, but not throw a touchdown when he's I think, and I don't think this is controversial. I think he's the fastest rising quarterback in the shortest amount of time since the Fall Cup. His quarterback play, and it doesn't. You might have recency bias from what you saw yesterday. But I'm telling you,
better step it up.
Yeah, no. He has stepped it up. He's the leading thrower and passing in yards in Division 5. It's 5B, to be fair. I know you're seeing this through the lens of Div 4 right now, but even in Div 4, he put up, I think it was close to 30 points against our defense with Kiss My In-Laws, 30 if I want, or maybe 26.
We'll find out how this plays out for him moving ahead here. It is now time for
Games of the Week.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's go through this. We're going to start with Co-Ed Division 2. The Villains, Badgers.
Badgers.
I'll go Villains.
Hungry Hippos, Kiss My End Zone.
Kiss My End Zone.
I can't pick it.
Fireball, Benchwarmers.
Fireball.
I'll go Benchwarmers.
The IG Team, Block Party.
IG Team.
IG.
Flashbang Team, Deep Balls.
Deep Balls.
I'll go Deep Balls as well.
Fighting Tigers, Fit Squad.
Tigers.
I'll go Fit Squad.
Flamingos, Team Rocket.
Flamingos.
No, Team Rocket.
All right, Co-Ed Division 3, half and half, Fast Not Furious 3.
Fast Not Furious.
I'll go half and half.
Canicule, Blocked Party.
Canicule.
Give me Athena Ryan and Canicule.
Michael Scott's Tots, Paquer.
Scott's Tots.
Give me the Tots.
La Secte, Sneaky Snakes.
La Secte, the rebound.
Oh, the first win of the season, Mo, for La Secte.
Co-Ed 1, Les Petits Phoques, Power Rangers.
PR.
I'll go Power Rangers.
Northern Braves, Girl Scouts.
Braves.
Free Smoke, Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
I'll go Power Rangers too.
Party Mix, Easy Fun.
Easy Fun. Sorry, Party Mix.
Yeah, PM for me.
The Justice League, Les Bleus.
Blur.
Justice League.
And Fast Not Furious, Kiss My Outlaws.
Kiss My Outlaws.
You know Les Bleus, it's not the women's
Yeah, no.
bleu. Yeah, okay. I'll go Kiss My Outlaws.
We got Division 5A, Him University, Red Knotskins.
Hemi University.
This one's tough. I'll go Red Knotskins.
Ballers, Tip Top Shape.
Ballers.
I'll go Tip Top Shape.
Clinkers, Backwoods Football Club.
Clinkers.
Clinkers.
Make the
Oof.
pick.
But it's not. I don't like it.
No Friend Zone, Save the Turf Tulls.
Turf Tulls.
Can't pick it.
Ice Up, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Ice Up.
I'll go Ice Up.
Rico Riders, Le Speakeasy.
Riders.
I'll go Riders.
Menace to Sobriety, West Island Boys.
Sobriety.
Wib.
Tokyo Sandblasters, Practice Squad 5.
Sandblasters.
I'll go Tokyo.
Big Fat Bats, Les Petits Carottes.
Big fat bats.
Big fat bats.
Division 5B, Warriors, Stormers.
Warriors.
Warriors.
Cover 3, Killer Rays.
Rays.
KR.
Him U, Brewers.
Him you.
I'll go him you.
Pocket Rockets, Team Sexy.
Team sexy.
Team sexy.
Red Dragons, Ball So Hard U.
Ball so hard.
I'll go dragons.
No pun intended, Bulldogs.
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs as well.
The Penetrators, Les Bleus Dry.
Penetrators.
That's a good matchup. I'll go penetrators by 1.
What could have been's Primetime.
Prime time.
I now cannot pick this game.
Wolf, Green Monster.
Green Monster.
I'll go wolf with the upset.
All right, we're going to go Women's 1, Vortex, Fleur de Lis.
The Fleurs.
I'll go vortex.
Ghosted, Stars.
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 Montréal U, Brut.
Brute.
Give me brut.
Bees, Les Bleus.
Bees.
I'll go les bleus.
And Fit Squad, Bleu Pou.
Blue poo.
Yeah, bleu pou.
Women's 2, Les Petits Miettes, Wildcats.
LPM.
I'll go wildcats.
Les Loups, Phoenix.
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 Steelers, Les Hiboux.
Steelers.
Ibu.
Extreme Bullets, Cavaliers.
Great. Cavaliers.
Cavaliers.
Dream Killers, Lynxet.
Dream Killers.
The next.
And Carababes, Lynxet.
Oh, that one's good.
Carababes.
I will go the next.
All right, 35 plus, you have a bye week. Enjoy your ice packs.
Thank God.
Division 3, Jif, Mangoose.
Mangoose.
Ooh, this is Ben McMahon versus James Drysdale. I'll go Mangoose.
Preach, Blackouts.
Blackouts.
I'll go Preach.
The Infantry, Free Smoke 1.
Infantry.
Infantry.
Greendale Human Beings, Alpha Dogs.
Greendale.
I'll go Greendale.
Junkyard Dogs, Beer Belly Brigade.
Junkyard Dogs.
Yeah, Junkyard.
Bearskins, Une Phrase Bien Fournie.
Bearskins.
I'll go Bearskins, but I don't like it.
KGP Raw, Air Force 1.
KGB Raw. He's gonna do it.
Raw.
Easy W, That's What She Said.
Easy W. That's what she said.
Yeah, what? that is the game mode, so who are you picking?
Easy W.
Okay. I'll go Michael Scott.
Silent Ticklers, The Stoics.
Stoics.
I'll go Ticklers.
Les Malouds, Silent Ticklers.
Silent Ticklers.
I'll go Ticklers 2 in a row.
Backyard Bullies, Arouche.
Arouche.
I'll go Arouche challenge for next week. Arouche.
Les Verges Folles, Never Overtime.
LVF.
Yeah, LVF.
Speed Academy, Blues Clues.
Speed Academy.
Blues Clues are hot. Give me blues.
Les Gros Coq, Mongoose.
LGC.
Ooh, I'll go Mongoose with this one.
All right, Division 1, KGP Plus, Bulldogs.
KGP Plus.
Plus.
Kangaroos, Double Straddle.
Kangaroos.
After an Aaron Rodgers-like retreat, give me Kangaroos.
Braves, Party Crashers.
Braves.
Yeah, let's go Braves.
Division 2, Terror Squad, KGP.
Terror Squad.
KGP.
Blessed, Killabees.
Blessed.
Urgence Médic, Party Crashers, Blue.
UM.
I'll go Party Crashers Blue with an upset.
Moretti Crime Family, Vengeance.
Vengeance.
Terror Squad, Touchfoot 450.
Terror Squad.
TS.
Braves 2.0, God Skills.
Braves.
2.0.
Division 6, X-Men, Trailer Park Boys.
X-Men.
X-Men.
LaSalle Warriors Midget, Texas Chooches.
Warriors.
Dime Squad, Practice Squad 6.
Down Squad.
Dime Squad.
Dewey Molasses, Win Diesel.
Win Diesel. Right, Eagle?
Dak to the Future, Threat Level Midnight.
Back to the Future.
Dak.
Pigeons, Demons.
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 Top G, Toon Squad.
Toon Squad.
Top G.
FA Squad, Towers FT.
Towers FT.
FA Squad.
Fiddlers, Gyprock State University.
Fiddlers.
Are we going that Monday, by the way, Iggy, or
What?
Hebert?
I'm scorekeeping Saint Laurent.
Okay.
I'm scorekeeping the next game.
Sag. Habibis, Maccabees.
Maccabees.
I'll go Habibis.
Mountain Dew Babies, Seatown Spice.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
No Fly Zone, Fiddlers.
Fiddlers.
Go Fiddlers.
Bananas, Don't Blink.
Don't blink.
Don't tell me what to do. I'll go Bananas.
MTL Red Blacks, Baby Rays.
Red Blacks.
Baby Rays.
And lastly, Division 4, Ball Don't Lie, Blue Dreamers.
Blue Dreamers.
Blue Dreamers.
Fourth and Schlong, still CRA.
Fourth is long.
Schlong.
The Reet, Trap Stars.
Reed.
Reet.
Vultures, Golden Eagles.
Vultures.
I'll go Vultures.
Friends with Danny, the Sheriff.
Danny.
Danny.
Martin et Le Flag, Kiss My Onions.
Oh, it's good.
Knocked in.
Ooh, can't pick it.
Voodoo, Mengoose.
Mangoose.
It's Mengoose, by the
Mengoose,
way.
yeah.
I'll go Voodoo.
Bessette et ses potes, les Jet Pleins.
Jet plane.
Oh, Besset.
Team Ethnic, Bruins.
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 The Heartbreak Kids, Diamond Bougie.
Diamond Bougie.
Bougie.
Balls Deep, In and Out.
Balls deep.
Ballsy.
Wide Open Bar, Bandits.
Open bar.
The Wide Open Bar.
Bandits, Cunning Stunts.
Bandits.
The split team. I'll go Cunning Suns.
And our last game, Les Bleus Branleurs, Nomads.
LBB.
I'll go Nomads.
All
Jesus,
right.
that's long.
That was long, man. I lost my train of thought.
Oof.
I was tired of that. All right.
I forget who wanted us to do this in a reel, and I was like, it's 10 minutes long for our
Yeah,
episode.
someone
You crazy?
did. Yeah.
It's not even we were taking a long time on them. We're just going through the teams.
Yep.
There's a lot of games. Yeah.
Magic words, please.
I don't do that.
Good night. Peace. Enjoy your trip.
Oh yeah, he's going to. Apparently, Hawaii weather's going to be awful. So sucks to be you.
At least it's not negative 21.
Yeah.
Put the place up, yeah we know what we